what you see. Give me your space and time for a little while. Give me your space and time for a little while. Tell me what you see. Tell me what you see. Tell me what you see. Tell me what you see.
And welcome back to Homebrew Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D, with me,
Marcus.
and we are here live in the studio covering our Championship Series 4. This is the fourth iteration of this. You guys have been following along with us long enough. You know that we do these once a quarter. We give the players an opportunity of 8 weeks of competition. That's 2 different competitions you get on Tuesday, you get on Saturday. So you have 2 different events and 2 chances to get yourself at least 1 participation point, along with additional points where it comes to the first, second, third, and fourth. So first is going to walk away today with 3 points, plus potentially additional if they didn't participate on Tuesday. Second, plus an additional, again, if they didn't play on Tuesday. Third and fourth are going to walk away with 1 additional point. So all these players playing to get themselves on top of potentially the leaderboard.
Gotta be number one.
Yeah, right. Got to be number 1, because number 1, you end up getting yourself a nice little MVP prize. And I remember I gave you a nice little one. You like that?
Oh,
yeah. And we had a great event. You end up, I think you were season 2 MVP, if I remember correctly. Yeah, season 2 MVP for this one. And then we had the third was Spencer, who was going to be on camera first here. We're going to have some really cool, fun matches together today. We're going to have a little bit of confusion when it comes to how we're going to be doing today's championship, because the first round did not get coverage, unfortunately, because of all the chaos and what's happening. Those guys that might have tuned in yesterday, if you cared about Magic the Gathering, we just had our modern RCQ. So a 7 hour, 8 hour, it was a long day, event where we were covering all the events for Modern, all 6 rounds of Swiss and the additional top 8, which even got cut short, but still put us into, I think streaming, we were at like 8 hours, like you said. It was a long day, brother. But we, unfortunately, that covered up, and we couldn't get the first round of content covered because we don't have an exclusive, like, extensive studio. We only have 1 room to record from. So our first round, unfortunately, is not going to be recorded today. I do apologize. But good news is most of the decks outside of one, deck lists out there, aside from one, is available on Patreon if you're interested. But we have a really cool deck list today. We got 2 fun matchups back to back for some best of 1 practice. We have 2 rounds of our championship series, best of 1. And that's going to be it. We have 4 rounds of content for this One Piece Championship Series. And we're going to showcase who's currently our leaderboard, which there was a little bit of shake-up. I like it. Shake-up on our leaderboard. Also, we're going to showcase some really cool deck lists. We're going to showcase a couple of new strategies that might be coming into the format. Some of them kind of old, some of them kind of new. But I think as we're developing this new format, right before we get into what's essentially EB 01, which is
Well, EVO 1 is gonna.
or 2. Sorry, oh, 02.
Yeah, two,
Yeah,
oh,
my bad.
It's gonna change up the.
The meta quite a bit. Yeah. The new Luffy leader definitely going to shake things up. I'm dreading it, but also prepared for it. I made my own decks for Smoker to get prepared for this version of the deck coming through, along with the OP11, which is coming at the end of the month. So we have two major shakeups coming to One Piece CCG this week. This week, we're going to be releasing and have a release party of EVO2 at Lifelink Games. If you want to participate and get a box of that, you have to come to the store on Friday to get there to be the first to get it. Any boxes left over, then we'll start distributing out to everybody else. But right now, first come is going to be on the day for the competition because we want to ensure that we don't get scalpers. We know that this can be a very short print set. It is incredibly short.
Yeah, the last was extremely short.
Yeah, a lot of people are sleeping on it. They're like, oh, these cards are okay. And they're even saying this one, there's only like 8 cards worth buying. Guys, we only know what's good now. We don't know what's good in the future. Matt Sopa, thank you for the join. Appreciate it. Actually, a huge shout out, Infinite Rose. It's the Mole, Lonely Dubot. Good to see you. And Kinetic Carnage, all of you, thank you so much for joining the chat so far. And thank you for hitting that necessary exclamation point join, because we do have 2 packs. One hit, the secret rare. The secret rare, one of the cheaper hits that you can get from these things, has been pulled. Guys, only one. So, I have my pack sniffer. I have the man who knows how to pull the hotness with me. He's going to pull out 2 of these. Those are good packs. We have 4 left in the box from the community box. We have 2 for tonight that we're going to be giving away. Super excited. Can't wait to see. Hopefully we get ourselves a hit. Maybe 2 hits, because it'd be great to have a 3-hit box, not a 2. No one wants a 2-hit box. Everyone wants a 3 at least. And speaking of the next community box, we're going to be doing EB02 for the community box. Little Pound Cake, welcome. Thank you so much. So this weekend I am using my ability to buy a box to buy you all a box. Stay tuned.
Hey, what?
We are going to be making sure that the next community box will be that. I do have a box, another one that I bought a long time ago for the next box, but I think I'm going to delay it given that we have EVO2 coming out, and I know a lot of people want to get their hands on this product. That also, there has been some news. Did you hear the news about the pull rates for this one?
No.
No. It is not great for EVO2. There are, I don't know if this is just bad 2 cases, but the averages seem to leverage some stuff out. So, not looking great for our hit rate. EVO2 gonna be wild. What do you mean? In the pull rates wise, or are we talking about like the cards? Because I know that there's like 8 decent cards that we're gonna see from here that I think are definitely gonna warrant immediate attention. But then we have, of course, the let's see. I'm pulling this thing up here, so it's like just a friendly reminder. Heads up. I ripped 2 cases of EBO2 English tonight and really disappointed, and I wanted to share. The hit rates from EBO2 did not carry over into the 2 cases. That is, this is what I got for per case: 20 alternate arts, 4 base secret rares, 1 Luffy leader alternate art, and 1 gold foil leader. This is from 2, so this is each case, which is approximately 12 boxes, I think. Yeah, I think it's like 12 boxes. Came with 20 alternate arts, 4 base secret rares, 1 Luffy leader alternate art, and 1 gold foil alternate art. We'll note that 1 case I got from the manga instead of the Luffy leader. That's pretty good. So my assumption of replacement in that spot, there's an assumption that alternate leader might be the actual manga in here. However, considering cases are currently at $2,000, this is clearly not worth it in my opinion. However, this also means unless people currently hoarding cases decide to rip them, alt art prices are going to be insane. Another thing, because there is a short print set, because we know as a store we've been getting great allocation up until this point. I think we only got 34 boxes for this one. It is just whatever you get is going to be worth something, because there's not much on the market for you to get.
Just like last EV. So.
All right, you have the 2020 choppers that are outrageously expensive. You have the Brooks,
the balloons, the Fontaines.
Yeah, continuing on with this post, it says, I really hoped that the EBO2 hit rate for the 3 alt art box would carry over, but sadly that wasn't the case. Not sure if EBO2 was the oddly printing error or what, but it now appears that the set is going to be very low in number of alt arts per case. Also, 6 SRs per box as well, which kind of mirrors what we've seen before. Which, yeah, that does mirror the EBO one. case breakdown so far: one alt art, one secret rare, one alt art leader, one alt art, one alt art, and an alt art leader. Then 3 alt arts and a secret rare, and then 7 alt arts plus an alt art. So the way that the boxes, there's 12 boxes here. So out of the 7 boxes, that's over half of them, were 2 alt arts. 3 of them out of the 12 were alt art and a secret rare. And the 3 hit boxes, which there were only 2 of in that case, were an alt art, secret rare, and a leader, and an alt art, and a leader. So that is the average we've seen from just 2 cases from the this release. It is a little disappointing to see that that's going to be how low it is.
The pull rate for the Sanji leader was about the same. The alt art. So.
Yeah. Well, Sanji was from PRB, and I remember that being pretty bad. But PRB felt great. PRB was just, every card had a Jolly Roger, had some awesome, you had a chance for a Gold Dawn, which is still going up in value. We had alternate arts that were really cool. You had reprints of alt arts that were really cool. So, and then you had, like, in per box, you would get like 2 secret rares, 2 alt arts, 2 Foil Dawn, and 2 secret rare reprints. Like, that was 8 hits essentially. While the value for the card gate, the older stuff kind of dropped a little bit, it's recovered now. A lot of it has, not all the way back, but that's good news because we don't want regular printings of these cards to really succeed about $40. That's asking a lot for regular prints to go for $40.
Yeah.
A good healthy card game, in my personal opinion. And it's kind of in line with Richard Garfield, the guy that created Magic the Gathering.
$5 per card.
20, I think, is what his average was. Like, based on his was 5, I think, originally, but now it's like because of inflation and everything else, it's like $20. $20 maximum per card for the high end should be like deemed for these things, especially for regular printings. If you want to do special arts, you want to do signatures, you want to do serialized, you want to do any of these other alternatives, sure, make those the value picks. Make those the chases. Make those something you want to go after. But anything north of $20 on the regular base, when you want people to play your game, you're already creating a wall, a barrier for entry, as we say, for your game. And that's just not good. Especially if you want your game to survive. You have to be bringing in new players. It's just, for most games, this is games in general, you have to bring in new people, guys. You have to make sure that they're the people that are switching hobbies or switching to a different video game or switching to a different life goal. Like, they've got certain things that happen in life. They're just like, hey, I got to retire this for a little bit. Maybe I'll come back. Those players, you can't be leaning on them just to make sure that the community stays afloat. You got to have people that can replace those individuals because it's bound to happen. It's just... You played video games almost your entire life, right?
Oh, yeah.
And how many times have you had a game where it's just like it skyrockets, everyone's playing it, and then nobody's playing it?
Oh, yeah.
And then what's the competitive scene for that game look like?
There's non-existent. It's like Overwatch.
Yeah, exactly.
Overwatch is dying. It lost its competitive league.
And that's the thing for a lot of these card games. If you want them to survive, which I recommend you do, because it's nice, one of the few things that we can still own in today's digital age, that you be able to keep these games alive, you got to bring those new players, guys. You got to bring, and to do that, you got to make sure that barrier of entry isn't so high that it's like, hey, for like some of the games I play in Magic the Gathering, it's a casual $4,000 to get into the game, guys. Come on, $4,000. What's $4,000? 2 house payments? What? 2 mortgage or 2 rent payments? Whatever, easy peasy. Whatever, you could do that. No, it's just too much to ask. So yes. The news that we've seen so far, and this is all I can say, based on what I've seen for the internet, it's not looking good for the hit rates. So good luck to all the people that get it. I do still recommend you pick up the set regardless of the hit rates, because I think the alt arts are still going to be higher value regardless. And I think that some of the cards that you're going to get in that box are going to be something you're going to be in demand in the future. So if you don't get it in the front end, where the card should be decently priced, please avoid scalpers. But if you can get it to someone who's not scalping you or gouging you on pricing, get it while you can. And, open that thing and then just keep the cards and keep them in a good place. Because you're probably going to need to call on those at some point in the future. Yeah. Jay Whistle, getting caught up here. You're giving me 4K? I heard yes. I counter with Jay Whistle. GGG. By the way, Jay Whistle, you did get a seriously good hit. Yesterday. Look at this. Look at this card. We pulled up a little special here. This thing looks gorgeous. This is the Emery.
Yeah.
So one of the bigger hits, not the like $1,000 hits, but these cards absolutely 2 per box that you can get. These boxes cost like $300. But you can only get 2 of these special foilings, and you got one that literally won the tournament. Emery was the card that won the event, which wasn't on camera, but this is one of the cards that the Azorius Affinity deck plays.
Real strong.
This is a very good card. Congratulations on that huge win here. It's going to be at the store waiting for you like everybody, all the rest of the packs that you had. Congratulations on the huge hit, brother. Happy to get this thing out to you. Happy to see what you want to do with that Emery, because this Emery is gorgeous. Definitely highly sought after, and definitely something that you want to... I don't know what you're going to do with it. It's up to you. It's your card now. So, Lifelink says, at least we won't have the boxes at market. Market hit rates sting less. Yes, right? Right? So we won't have to, you don't have to worry about going to market at Lifelink Games. Hopefully you can find it anywhere else the same way, because one of the things that we do at Lifelink Games is try to defend against the scalpers as best we can. So if we get the stock, we're going to help you out and defend against it, because our goal is not for scalpers, it's for people to play the game. We want people to come out and play the game. That's why we do a lot of things where we kind of lock events where it's like, hey, you want to get a box of this thing that's clearly going to be double as soon as you walk out the door? Play the game. And we did it for Pokemon too. It was highly effective to, to look at the scalpers like, how do I get your ETBs back there? And it's like, play the game. You can play the game over here.
Yeah,
play the game. I just want the box. It's like, okay, well, we'll open it up for you and we'll deseal it. No. I want like 15 of your ETBs. You don't understand. It's like, we do understand. We know exactly what you're doing. You want to walk out the store with 15 boxes and immediately go,
double price.
Double price, guys. He was an idiot. He was selling at half price. Ha ha ha. I created an artificial scarcity. Yeah. No. So one of the things we were trying to do best.
So you're saying you're going to buy a pallet of EBO2 so you can make a scarcity?
I was hoping we would be up to that point yet, but that was literally like a pipe dream, guys. It was like, you don't just go live and suddenly you're famous and everybody loves you. I hope to at some point, though, seriously, maybe for EBO3, maybe, that I'll have enough to be able to buy pallets and give a lot of stuff away and make sure that when we buy those pallets that people get them at the price they deserve to pay. Jay Wizzle says, it's a Halo foil, right? Yes, it is a Halo foil. Yes. Halo foil. I mean,
there was no Master Chief on that.
I know, right? I was going to say, because as soon as like Lifelink Games in this, it does feel like the universe is beyond, but it wasn't. These are in-universe cards, but we really are the Fortnite of card games with Magic the Gathering. Anytime someone like Birds is like, oh, that Fortnite game's like, yes.
Hey,
yeah.
Hey, you know what Magic the Gathering has that Fortnite doesn't? League of Legends cards.
Mm-hmm. Right? They
did a secret layer for League of Legends.
Right? Yeah, Jay Wizzle, it is gorgeous to look at.
Oh yeah.
Trust me, this is one of the 2 big hits. Obviously, you can get serialized cards. Those things go for like hundreds to thousands, depending on the number, of course.
Yeah.
That you can get in here, but only in these boxes, you only got 2 of them, and some of them could be just an uncommon that was just worthless. Like you were like, yay, my Halo foil was an uncommon, and it felt bad. You got a staple card that actually sees play in Halo form. That's huge. Lifelink says, oh yeah, they have them in the new Tarkir set too. Oh, absolutely, yeah, the new Tarkir set has the Halo foils, but unfortunately, Daddy Lifelink, you ran and sold out every single one of your boxes to all of your paying customers, and there's no opportunity for us anymore to get those amazing, beautiful Halo foils.
I wanted to buy a pack of the collector booster of...
Yeah. Shots fired. Just feeling a little bad. It's like, okay, we got no more, guys. It was a hot set. Speaking of new hot sets, though, do you want to get into this?
Yeah.
We got to get into this.
This is gonna be great.
Guys, we at Lifelink Games are going all out for the Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy Fortnite card game that's going to be released here coming up next month in June. Super excited to see this set. Super excited to get our hands on it. We are beating the market's value by a ton right now when it comes to these actual booster boxes. This product is now live on the website. So Captain Literal, if all the rest of the Magic players are like, hey, I really want to buy from you, now's your opportunity. All sales online, we got enough. The sales are guaranteed for our online sales. So if you guys want to get it at the best value you're going to get those booster boxes at, this is the place to get it. We got a good numbered allocation to try and help out with the community to help people get this product, because we know a lot of people want to get their hands on this thing.
Oh, do you know if there's going to be a limit to how many people you can have for each of these events?
Yes, there is, unfortunately, but I need Daddy Lifelink to tell me how many draft kits we'll be able to order, because we are going to try and have these sealed pre-releases, but we are capped on pre-release kits at some point.
Yeah.
So I don't know what our end count was. If Lifelink out there wants to tell us how many kits he was able to get for each of one of these. But here's the deal that we're going to be doing for the midnight release. So those that haven't got those numbers yet. Okay, all right. So we don't know how many the kits we have. We probably about 2 weeks before we get into, we're going to ask everyone to please pre-register for this event to guarantee yourself a seat, because I guarantee you this is going to be hard to get. Tarkir we sold out of by Saturday. We didn't have enough kits to do 4 tournaments. Sadly, we could only do about 3 tournaments because we completely sold out of it. Yeah. So, and we got a good order for our base. It's just, we just can't, sometimes we can't get enough of this. We're hoping to have enough cases for all 4 of these events. We will keep you posted. Lifelink says, if we run out of kits, we can still draft at least. Absolutely. Yes, we can still do
Until
sealed
we run
events.
out of all.
Livelink's doing his best to not sell out, but we'll see. We'll see. If news gets out, we've got the best prices in town. We might not have any booster boxes left by the time this thing gets going. Because on midnight, I'm going to be buying some of this stuff. I'm going to be giving the whole week of this week, I'm going to be streaming Final Fantasy content during the day and giving away packs from this box. So whenever we get it, I'm going to give away packs from this box at random times to let people get their hands on it. But also at midnight, we're going to be going live at the studio and opening up collector booster boxes. We're going to be opening up booster boxes. We're going to be talking about a lot of the things that, about the game, and we're going to just really have a really cool, fun time with the set. Anyone who wants to buy the product and open online can. We will be live. I'll make sure that everything's okay. But we're going to have really cool openings. And on top of that, for those that want to participate, we are currently legally obligated to not use the official the official application, the companion app, for release, because we can't host it until afternoon on Friday. We can't host draft. However, there was nothing said about using Melee. So if we get enough participants that want to be daring enough at the midnight release to do some drafts, 100% will do. If not, it's okay, because we still have the midnight draft release that's going to be happening on the day of release. So at 10:30 p.m., those things almost always fire, guys. It is a great time for you to get your opportunity to first see the set and sealed, then try your luck in draft, and then kind of get your hands on these new cards.
Oh, yeah.
We don't know a lot of the cards. We do know the basic commander deck cards, and some of the rest of it are already looking pretty strong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we finally get you to play Commander now.
Yeah. Maybe.
We got to stream it now.
I honestly, yeah, it could pull me in. It could put me, this could be the set that pulls me in. I'm a big Final Fantasy guy. I love Final Fantasy. I've been a huge fan of it ever since I was a kid. And I can't wait to get my hands to play an actual video game during that week. I took the week off from work.
You know what they say? What's the point of having the cards if you're not going to use them, James?
Yeah. I'm going to be using these cards. I'm going to make a standard deck out of these at some point.
You're buying the Commander decks too, aren't you, though?
I'm going to be getting so much of this set.
You have.
Yeah.
Gotta play it, right?
I gotta catch ball. I will be getting what I can out of this set. We'll see if I get lucky. I don't think I'll be able to afford more than one collector booster box, but definitely can't wait and hope my hits are good. All right, going into some of the other events that we have here. Of course, we're here to talk about the Championship Series. This is the Series 4, Week 3. This is tomorrow. We'll be recording this one live, and I'll be going live on Thursday to cover this competition, so stay tuned for that. Wednesdays, Flesh and Blood has been kicking off with the Armory Night, guys. If you haven't been a part of this, you really should. There's approximately 24 people.
Oh, yeah.
Just every single Wednesday showing up for this amazing midweek tournament. Great players. We got Pro Tour representatives. We got amazing casters from Conrad and the rest doing some great stuff. I hope to see you guys on Wednesday. This Wednesday, I'm going to be working with Conrad to see if he can run it without me and hopefully get things going live. I won't be in the studio. Unfortunately, I have to go to DC for work. So I will be back Thursday, though. So unfortunately, I just won't be there on Wednesday. Standard Showdown also during that Wednesday, and we have successfully launched Standard for at least 6 weeks in a row now. So hot. And if you guys were watching the RCQ yesterday, which kind of took away all my views for the modern RCQ, it was an epic showdown. There was a lot of good stuff, a lot of new decks, a lot of things to shake up. We were putting decks together before we started the stream. What do you got here? This beautiful Omniscience deck. This one, old ode back to the card game, Omniscience.
What place did he get first?
I got first place.
First place.
Yeah, with a card that I told everybody, if you were watching me in Magic the Gathering, Abuelo's Awakening was going to be the card to collect on. I bought a crap ton at like 15-20 cents. It's still 30 cents. That's twice the value, but I think it's going to skyrocket because this card is absolutely insane. Jay Wizzle says, let's get a case. Okay. I mean, I'd love to if I could afford it, but money is not in the cards at the moment for a case. Maybe with the tax return. We'll see. Commander Night on Thursday nights. Thank you for that. We have Flesh and Blood's Blitz on Thursday. Sorry. So the same night, we have another event for you for Flesh and Blood if you'd like to, or Commander Nights. Really good time to get around. Fridays, we're going to be let's see, Modern this one. Okay. Sometimes we have to switch, guys. But Modern going to be the event for this one. We just got done with the RCQ. The format looks very healthy. Very healthy. I'm really enjoying it. I think a lot of good decks. We had our World's winner representative showing up there from Jake Beardsley. We had a lot of high-level competition. Great decks. Even bringing in decks like Phoenix, which is like... I don't know if you saw that, but is it Phoenix? Made the top 4.
Did it?
Yeah. Could have won had he played it out, but he didn't want to go to Texas. Could have won.
Yeah.
But we got the Phoenix player on camera, which was a lot of fun.
Which is fair. You know, don't want to go to Texas. That's a drive.
It is a drive. And one of the things that... actually, while we're on the topic, we're going to miss real quick. As a competitive player who's traveled to all these events, I travel all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Go out to places. One of the things that I recommend to all of you, if you're going to get on the grind, that competitive circuit, get out there, make sure you have friends to travel with you, because in the end of the day, the only real value you're going to get from playing these high-level tournaments and doing this stuff is by being with friends. I'm not, this isn't the friends you made along the way mean thing. This is something that I want as like a PSA to the rest of you guys out there. If you think you're going to make money in this, you're probably wrong. I'm not going to lie. It's a lot of money in travel. It's a lot of money if you don't have a group to make it cheaper. It's a lot of investment with the cards and the constant play time and a lot of time. And at the end of the day, at most tournaments, there's only one winner.
Yes.
So, and it won't always be you. And trust me on that. It will never always just be you. So if you're traveling to these 1,000-person tournaments, like they're going out to Texas, or even when we go out to Bond and Card Fest, wherever that might be hosted, when we go out to these things, I don't go to these things thinking I'm going to win. I'm going to these things because I know I can hang out with people like Marcus. I can hang out with people in the team, Midnight, and all the rest of my hombros that are going to be going down and that can make this trip down here. I go for those people because it's a lot of fun. We went to the One Piece Day. The trip was a blast. I didn't go because I thought I was going to win the tournament.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah. And trust me, I didn't. It was just fun. It was good to meet creators. It was good fun to meet other players out there that love and have the passion for your game. So if you decide to get into this competitive marketplace, I highly recommend you please get a friend group to go with you to make it worth it, because it's just... I'm sorry, guys. It's just not going to make you the money. And unfortunately, there are 2 ways that you can essentially make the money. You can become a seller of the singles, or apparently on occasions, and trust me, if you play a scalper route, you're going to get burnt at some point. You always get burnt.
I mean, you can play the competitive route, and like the support cards for at least one piece are worth a decent if you actually make it to the top.
Yeah, you have to make it to the top multiple times though. It's like you're getting $2,000-$3,000 cards. Great value. Honestly, legitimately great value, because that person probably put in $2,000-$3,000 to travel to that event, and then whatever for the deck, and then whatever for food, and whatever for everything else, and then won the tournament, and it has like the one of the few people. So you're paying $3,000 for a guy who probably invested more than that just to play in that event, if not more. And that's what I'm saying. Like competitive, you're not, if you run that circuit, you're not gonna have the opportunity to make that money back unless you win, and even then you're just kind of like breaking even at that point. you know. But if you're there with your friends, it doesn't matter. And then it's not all the weight on driving for hours on end just to lose in the first round and go home, right? That's the worst feeling.
Oh yeah, losing in big tournaments in the first round is really rough.
Oh god, especially guys, I've done it. I've traveled out halfway across the country. I've traveled to other countries to play these events, and round 1 or 2 got basically knocked out of a big tournament and felt like, wow, I spent a fortune on this trip. But I was always with friends. I was always with someone with me to make it fun.
Oh yeah.
Make it entertaining so we can just, if we get scrub out, we can go have fun playing something else. And as long as we're together, that's what matters. So maybe this is the friends we made along the way.
Maybe that's the real One Piece.
All right, going back to some excellent formats here. By the way, this happened this last week, and it was absolute blast. And looks like we're going to do it again with the Spring Flourishes draft. We got a little more promos left. I definitely recommend people get into this. It's a lot of fun. Hey, Mohan Lu, caught the stream. Good to see you. We got to put you in the line for one of those free packs, but thank you from YouTube. And Zoro from YouTube. What championship? This is the One Piece Championship Series at 4 for the Lifelink Games. This is a personalized championship series that we host at Lifelink Games to give our players another competitive edge and another way to play competitively. Those that know anything about the One Piece card game, you can try to get online if you get lucky in those lottery wins to get online tournaments. You can try to play for free on the sim to get some practice in. But when it comes to competitive events, you got the regionals and the stores in your area that are probably going to be like once, maybe twice a year that they get to host a paper tournament.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just in the local area. Like, we got lucky at Lifelink Games to get picked for our qualifier, and unfortunately, we don't know when the next one's going to be. We don't know if we're going to get one before Bondi Card Fest. So one of the really cool things that we partnered up with Lifelink Games was to hold a championship series where people who are playing the card game want to come in person, come to Lifelink Games. They can participate in a best of 1 rounds twice a week. Play for these things, get yourself in a leader bracket, play for the championship. MVP comes out with hot prizes. The person who wins the event comes out with hot prizes. We got a medal. We got a mat that's tailored just to you. The 1-on-1 for you, Matt. We get a store credit, and we give away a token of your likeness as or with your favorite One Piece characters. And those tokens have been in development, so we're a little bit behind, but we're getting caught up. And hopefully James Case will be printed off soon. His back-to-back championships token should be coming out here soon. And I can't wait to showcase those with you guys. But yeah, this is something that we've gotten together with Lifelink Games because we said there's not enough competitive scenery for the One Piece card game. And when it is, it's lottery-based, and that's incredibly annoying. This one is not lottery-based. It's if you come and play, you want to play, you're in. Simple as that. You pay one time, you're in for the full championship series. Free to come out and play for the rest of this week, and then if you make top 16, you play in the actual championship. My goat, Chicken Tendies! Good to see you, buddy! Hope you had a good night's sleep. When are you going to start streaming today? But good to see you in the chat. Thank you. Yeah, that is the rundown for the championship series. That is what it is. It's this is something that we get to do to host and get more content out there until we can get the resources to do online tournaments. But even those will probably have to be lottery, and I don't like the lottery system. Chicken Teddy says, always great to be here, my boy. What do we cover today? The Championship Series Week 4, Week 2, Part 2. So we're going to have 2 rounds of content of the actual gameplay for the championship, 2 rounds of some free play for people watching some or wanting to get some extra games in, some extra practice, try out their different leaders before EBO1 shakes up the whole format. Yeah, or EBO2, excuse me, EBO2. Thank you for this Prime subscription. Thank you so much. All right, that's awesome. Thank you, Chicken Tendies. I appreciate that. It really goes a long way. Thank you. But yeah, this is our opportunity to get some more competitive play for this card game and get some practice in because I'm telling you guys, EVO2, that Luffy leader, it's going to change everything.
It's pretty strong.
Yeah, and if you haven't practiced on the sim, I highly recommend you do it. Whether you play with it or against it, get the practice in, guys, because this thing is going to be dominant. And at the end of the month, it's going to get another shakeup because then we're going to have blue-purple Luffy. And that one is even more aggressive than the green-purple Luffy that we're about to get into. So, and they'll both be good. So stay tuned. Get ready. This weekend, by the way, Friday, is our release event. So if you guys haven't signed up for it, I highly recommend you do so for the EBO2 coming out this weekend. Get your opportunity to buy a box from this, and this one will not be online, unfortunately, because we only got, I think, an allocation of like 36, I think 3 cases. So I think we got 36 boxes, and that was it. So we are limiting purchases by people who attend the store and attend this event. You can buy a box afterwards. You can buy afterwards, but right now it's 1 per person that actually participates in the actual release event. It's going to be the first come first served basis for the limited slots that we have here. After that's done, then we'll open up to everybody else. But this will make sure that our players, the people that like to play the game, are the ones that get their hands on the product. All right, a little bit of news before we take our first break and then get on to the actual gameplay of today's event. We do have, it's going to be 2 matches back-to-back, break, 2 matches back-to-back, and we're going to cut to our pack opening at the end of the stream, because all we have today is just 4 rounds. And I do apologize to everybody that it was a little bit cut, because that RCQ that we had from the Magic the Gathering cut a whole round of content away from us. It was a busy day. It was a fun day. If you guys had to check out the stream from yesterday, it was a good time.
It was great. I was there for a little bit of the modern.
Mm-hmm.
Saw a little bit of that, and then we played some Union Arena.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yep. Oh, Union Arena was a blast. I think it was. I don't know where the player base came from, but it is starting to grow, and I'm loving it. We had a really good showing for Union Arena. Got to see a lot. And by the way, for those that are might be coming out there, we're not doing IP locks at Lifeline Games, so whatever you might see in there, it's open IP to everybody. So I'm tired of losing people who don't care about a certain IP. So we don't have these store tournaments where it's like you can only run Bleach, you can only run
no more
Hunter.
rare battles.
Yeah, no more rare battles, none of that crap. If you like your IP, you can always play with your IP. So if you get into the game because you like one particular IP, you're in. You're good to go. Chicken Teddy says, that's awesome to hear. Union Arena is basically RIP at my local scene. It's hard. It takes a lot of work, and I don't give up on it yet, Chicken Teddies. Don't give up. Because right now, what you're dealing with in Union Arena is the same thing that One Piece dealt with for nearly 2 years before it kicked off to where it is now. Nearly, not all the way. But we had, it was a hard sell. You barely get 4 people to attend it. Now it's just blown up. So if you're willing to spend the time, spend the resources to get your community together, you can make your community work for this IP, and it has been working for us because I've refused to give up. I've had a couple of weeks where it didn't launch. I didn't give up. I kept going, and we changed the rules. We changed things up to make the game more fun, and now our community is just growing upon growing upon growing. And this is because we stopped the stuff that was annoying players, got rid of that crap, and then we just made the game more fun for everybody. Chicken Teddy says, "Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that One Piece had it like that." Yeah. It started off, and it was hard to get people into it, even though it's a brilliant IP. It is the best-selling IP, but the actual championship thing and all where people started growing and the interest, it hit its spike here just recently, probably about 8-9 months ago. Yeah. It really hit its peak.
I think,
and it's been riding that wave.
OP4, and like 4.5. I would say this when it started peaking.
Oh yeah. Just I would tend to agree with you. I was in for EBO1, and already it was growing at that point. Like, we'd already had a membership for like 10 to 12 players that were regularly playing the game. And they were telling me it's like it used to just be 2 of us. It used to be just 3 of us. So it was recent to that point before we got to the point where now this is one of the biggest events that we usually host on several occasions. Like, we had 122 people register for an event. We've never seen that many people register for that event before. And that was just for the One Piece regional.
Yep.
So, yeah, definitely an awesome game that's been growing, and I love it. And I think that it's perfect. We're going to see a fast rotation of sets coming out because we are going to catch up with the Japanese meta. For you guys that didn't get that news from the last big Worlds event, we are going to catch up with Japan, and we're going to be even ahead of them in certain cases of set releases.
I think we'll be, either a week or 2 ahead of them, they said.
Yeah. Well, no, I think about a week. I think it's a week, yeah. That we're going to be ahead of them for release. So it means the U.S. and the Western
and
French are going to have the opportunity to create the meta. We're not going to be looking at the Asian market and saying, okay, what is meta right now from them? We're going to be the ones to develop it because we're going to be the first to have it in hand. So Chicken Teddy says, are we excited for the worldwide releases? I 100% am. I'm happy that
That's
we
the starter decks, right? That's the
yes.
next one coming out.
Mhm. The Star decks. There's a lot of old leaders going to get a whole big power up. We already saw what these ones did. You remember what these ones did? Those were huge shakeups to the meta here. Paloofy got strong as all get out. Even the Doflamingo got even stronger with with
Boa and
Blackbeard.
Law.
Yeah. Like we had these decks, we don't even know what's in them yet because but when we get to find out, I guarantee you we're going to see some old leaders with some resurgence, and I'm
Yamato.
Yamato, green yellow Yamato, get some more support. That's Daddy Lifelink's favorite deck, so it's going to get some more love. Like super excited. I can't wait to where we can start building decks and coming up with theory crafting and not have to play against this. Japan already did it. So, yeah, you're gonna have to go through a little bit of grind here because EBO2 this week, like we've been talking about this Friday, huge release, and at the end of the month on the 30th, less than 21 days from here, we're gonna be doing OP 11. We're out the back, and I feel like we just had OP 10 too, but right into that format, which is the current format that Japan's in right now until they get the OP 12. So very soon, catching up, guys. We're catching up very quickly to this format. And I can't wait to see what the new cards are gonna be out, and hopefully at the point where they can start slowing down again, because not a big fan of card games coming out too quickly. It's like you're already asking a lot of money for case or something like that. Like, give me some time to collect the cards, play with the cards before you throw something new at me.
That's why I like what they're doing. I think it's 2 sets and then an EB and a PRB sets. I think they have.
Yeah, the PRB coming up soon. Really looking for
what they're doing through the year, they said.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah, same. Like, make sure that you have an opportunity for people to enjoy the cards and have time to actually
Save up money to spend money on your game.
right. And that way we're not stuck with the this thing just came out, my paycheck's done, and everyone the scalpers already bought the product out, so I don't have it. Give people time to recover from each one, because some of these are pretty expensive investments. Yeah, getting into last little bit here, we got Pokemon League on Friday night, so you guys want to come out? It's a good time. Sorry about this last Friday. We didn't have enough, mostly just kids, and I don't really like to put the young ones on stream. It gets a little weird. So that was a really fun night with the league night. We had a very successful night, but it was mostly just a kids night. So anytime that we have that situation, you probably won't see me go live. But if I have the opportunity, I will be going live with it, because we do have a very strong competitive circuit when it comes to Pokemon in our leagues here. Talking about this awesome Spring Flourish. Guys, we kicked this off this weekend last Saturday, and I'm glad we're going to have another one because I didn't get to participate in this one. The chaos of the way this one works is absolutely insane. You have cards that put in stipulations for the game itself, the way it plays, and it's just absolutely insane. You get 3 different packs from 3 of the more recent sets, and you get to play out for this Chaos-esque draft, and you get to play with one of these promo cards that are reprints in the D&D Secret Lair. So if you guys don't recognize this, I can't remember what the Red Dragon was called, but the Dungeons and Dragons movie itself had this dragon. This is an in-universe version of it. But a lot of these cards are really strong, really fun. I'm sorry you can't get Chris Pratt as a card in I think it was Chris Pratt. Who was it?
I don't know.
Can't remember. One of the famous actors. I think I got that wrong.
League Cup.
Yeah, we got a League Cup coming up this 10th Saturday, baby. Hoping we're going to have an opportunity to brief this one live. Really hoping, because I'd love to see some great competitive play here. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time on Sunday to be able to cover this one, but I definitely want to get this one out to you guys. That means a free packs of Pokemon coming up here soon. We have MTG Casual Commander on Sundays, so every Sunday. Book Club off this week, but back next week on the 14th. Definitely come check it out. We had a lot of fun people at the book club. A lot of great discussions. A lot of good readers out there. And I love it's on Wednesday, because Wednesday's a nice fun day. This coming up 18th, live in the studio, we will be covering the Sorcana TCG Island Championship. I know Jay Whistle's probably still in chat maybe, and super excited for this, because he is our current reigning champion of Lorcana TCG. So we're expecting to see a huge turnout, and we will be going live on Sunday, showcasing this information. So it's going to be an interesting way to run this tournament. We're going to do our best to make sure it's nice and clean. I'm going to be outside the studio, not doing text commentary. Oh, Jay Whistle's a two-time champion. My apologies. I hope, scold me later for that. I'm sorry, the two-time champion. Or are you saying you're going to be the 2-time champion? Am I missing it? Is he the 2-time champion, or is he going to be the 2-time champion? Because you got question marks on there. Like, I'm curious.
I think he's thinking that he's
Yeah.
going to be.
Possible. Okay, so we have the opportunity for Jay Wizzle to become our first 2-time in the Lorcana TCG. Look forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, did you guys know Destined Rivals is coming out soon? We have another Pokemon set released here. And this one looks pretty good. The set looks kind of it's compressed. It looks a little like the hits might be like pretty abundant because the set looks pretty small. But you know what I want? I want this Giovanni's Mewtwo. Is there a Gengar in here? Have you looked yet?
I have not looked yet.
I want to see what cards are in here, but that Mewtwo looks hot to trot. And getting Giovanni's Mewtwo? Come on. Let's see. We got, of course, leading up to our next RCQ is going to be May 31st. This will be the week right before the big release of the Final Fantasy. Look forward to that. Get yourself prepared and ready for another epic modern regional championship qualifier, to which we will be going live like we did last time, the following day on Sunday. Kinetic Carnage says, is there a beginner's book club? Just finished Skippy John Jones. There is a beginner's book club. And just FYI, it's going to be called the Manga Club because the best books to read are the ones with pictures.
Yes, Green Axe's hand was great.
And that is where we can get our beginner's guide to the book club. It'll be the Manga Club that is up and coming. Will be coming soon as we can get our stock up in manga Life Fun Games. Look forward to discussing. Honestly, I hope you are. I hope you took notes because I know the lore deeply with Skippy John Jones. I know the lore quite well, and I will be testing you. Every answer that you get wrong will be a negative against your own stature with me and how I look at you. So, don't get many answers wrong, okay? Skippy is a good guy. I digress. All right, there you go. This is our schedule right here, guys, and that is the news for today. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to kick off into our first round, where we're going to see Spencer on Plouffe versus Porter.
No.
I think it was
No,
Porter.
no. It was Greg on
Greg.
on Marco.
Marco. That's right. Let's freaking go indeed. I can't wait. Yes, Plouffe versus Marco. Round 1 fun match. Let's get this thing kicked off, guys. We got some deck lists. We got some awesome gameplay. And a heads up from our last season winner, Spencer, back in the studio, playing up some of his amazing games. Tazzy, welcome to the chat. Thank you so much for that exclamation point join. Guys, we're going to get the wheel set up. Get ready, because we have 2 more hours of this epic One Piece content coming your way. With 2 fun matches and 2 back-to-back championship matches and a leaderboard and 2 free packs. Right now, we're going to take a quick break. So, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Humble Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D, with me.
Marcus.
And we are here for round fun match. We got 2 fun matches back to back that we're going to be covering for you. Spencer, our returning champion, got on the camera. Thank you very much, Chicken Teddies. Love the emotional kid back. Thank you so much for that. Love the hype. Love the hype. Guys, we have amazing rounds of fun play. Our actual championship going into the fun match. We got Ploofy, who's going to be playing against Marco. Greg, one of the competitors from the event today, who stayed after to get some extra practice in and trying out that Marco deck that seems to keep topping, but I never get to see it on camera. But now, the last couple weeks, I've been able to finally get it on camera, and now I'm getting to see why this deck is as good as it is.
Oh.
Do you think Marco's going to be good going into the new meta?
Yeah, as long as the curve stays too low.
Yeah.
Like against the green for Paloofy should be good.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some matches where it's harder, where like you have because his Marco, Greg's Marco is a control Marco where you lower the power and then you KO it, and then so as long as things don't get too up there in the power, it should be good.
Okay, all right. I'm liking it. I have seen that Marco was still representing itself, and even in the future here, it was onesie twosies because people aren't willing to give up on the Pistons Marco. Yes, that's right, the Pistons Marco. Humro Pie, not copywritten. Please use that. Pistons Marco, team up with the Pistons. Pistons Marco is going to be a great deck. It's going to be something that still represents itself in tournaments. And same thing with Ploofy. I don't think Ploofy goes anywhere. Do you think it does?
No, Paloofy still just a solid deck. It has everything you need: card draw, rushing, blocking. It's removal.
Yeah, I can't wait to show you, Case, this new Ploofy deck that we have here. This one from Mark's little station of a bunch of decks that he was putting together, and he brought together this Ploofy deck and wanted to try it out. And honestly, I can't wait to show you this list because it's got some surprise cards in it that I don't think you were expecting. Because I definitely wasn't. We'll see.
I expected all this.
All right, this one in Ploofy.
Yeah.
In Ploofy.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see it.
It's a one of.
In black purple, in red purple,
In any purple, it's a one of.
in purple.
Yeah, it's literally just a hey, I win now.
Yes. It typically when you do play that card, it is I win now. Typically when you play the card.
Yes. If not, you just pitch it to the giant and like, all right, go away.
I'll just do this again. All right, so here is Mark's list from Ploofy. Here, we're checking this thing out. We're going to get actually 2 matches with this on screen because Mark himself is going to pilot it after this. So we're going to have 2 back-to-back matches with Ploofy, but this one's going to be up against Marco. So this Ploofy list right here, go ahead. Can you tell me about Ploofy? You've been playing this. You've played this deck before, right?
No.
No? You never played Ploofy?
No, I found Ploofy interesting.
Yeah.
You know, his activate main, if you have, what is it, 3 or more Don, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 0 or 3 Don, you get to add a Don, but you have to take a life for it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a hard ramp.
Yeah, it is a hard ramp, but it is ramp indeed, and that's one of the things we talk about in TCGs. If you can get out things faster than your opponent, or you can cheat things into play, TCGs love those cards. It's a reason I was sleeping on the Ablo's Awakening, and I told people it was a sleeper good card because it is a card that can cheat out 10, 12 cost enchantments that cheat other things into play. Kinetic Carnage says I played against Law. So yep, Kinetic Carnage, that will be the next one coming up here. Will be the green-yellow Law match right after this one. Thank you though for reminding me. So this matchup right here is just a great solid Ploofy deck with the cards that I talked about cheating things into play. This one cheats things into play. Don -1, play up to one of your Straw Hat character type cards with a cost of 5 or less. So this one, you're going to be on turn 7, you're going to get something to play. Why do you think people like Dolphy?
Yeah.
Because you cheat things into play. You get to cheat other cards. And why do you think Jimbei was the banned card from Dolphy? Because not a fan.
I don't think that was a card that should have got banned, but
Yeah, it unfortunately did get. Yeah, it is what it is.
because we have other cards like Jinbei, like this Luffy that cheats
Yes.
things into play.
There's a
We have-
lot. Go ahead, but go ahead.
Yeah,
I-
we just have other cards that do the same thing, and we see that those cards aren't banned because they require you to actually have the requirement, right? You have to have you have to minus it on. You have to actually have a Straw Hat character with a cost of 5 or less.
Exactly.
Like you have to have these things, so you have to build around it. So with Jinbei, it's the same thing. You have to have Warlords of the Seven Sea with 4 costs or less. So you have to build your deck around that.
Yeah. So the only reason I think that Jinbei got actually out the ban personally was because it was a turn 3 play. You could get it out if you stacked your deck with Marshals Who Teach. You use its ability, you stack the Jinbei on top, and then you could just get out a Double Weevil to draw a card. So the only reason I think it got hit was because it was just too much too fast. Jinbei would put 2 bodies out on your first turn you could swing, and you're already swinging 7 with your leader, and getting 2 additional bodies, which is more than any other deck out there could do. There isn't a deck I know of that on the 3-Dawn turn can put out 2 bodies and swing 7k at your opponent, which is arguably extremely gross. And I think that is the only reason. But
if you want to talk about gross, you have a what is it? Yamato, right?
Yeah.
We talked about Yamato. Yamato swinging a 8k double attack at you is
pretty disgusting. Oh, absolutely. If you can't defend it.
Or the next turn,
Yeah, with
after they
banish.
did that, they put a banish down, so you have another 8k banish
Do
coming
it
in.
again. But I think it's one of those things where people got around it because you could block her, you could do some of the things like that, and you could actually see that telecasted play because it got seen so much.
Or you could just play Teach against No Feet and be like, hey, I discard a card. No one plays.
That's fair.
Oh.
That's fair. That's very fair. Yeah. All right. That's accurate. I'll take that. I'll take that.
So there's cards and metas to go against everything. So I think banning cards that generate way too much value instead of... I mean, Jinbei generates value, but it's not recurring value
Okay.
that like Law does. With I think Law was the problem where you could play Law, bounce something back to your hand, bounce one of your opponent's things, or bounce another thing back to your hand, and it was just too much value from that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the Trafalgar Law lock was just insane. I hated playing against it. In fact, during the RCQ, I ended up having back-to-back. And both of them saw the Trafalgar lock on me. I was like, okay. And really hard if they can get that tempo going. And so that means the deck's still good. I'm seeing it post-ban, and it's still out there because the Trafalgar lock is still a very viable option here. Now, this one has the Gum Gum Giant. This is the card that everyone said should have been banned. What do you think about that?
It's leader locked. If it wasn't leader locked, then I would say you could ban it, right?
But I mean, it's leader locked in a leader that like tremendously benefits from all of these abilities, right? Black, purple, Luffy. The Dawn -2 isn't even Dawn -2. Well, yes, it is. Yes, it is because you can't.
His is your turn.
Yeah, but you ramp so much in here, so the negligible anyways with the Dawn minus here. Anyways, but you also have these leaders like Red Purple Luffy. That's 6 power. So this is a 10k counter, casual 10k on your leader for that
So
one
is
turn.
Radbeam.
But Radbeam had more requirements. You had to get to a certain life requirement.
Yeah, you have to take 1 life.
In Red Purple.
Yes.
But it was locked in where there was like 2 red leaders that could be there. When it comes to purple, we're gonna have green purple Luffy that can be there. We're gonna have blue purple Luffy that can be there. We have cards that can make this Luffy. They're not played, but they could.
Yeah, but there's cards that counter cards like these. So there's the Navy card that says when your opponent activates a event on your turn, they have to put a card from their hand on the bottom of their deck. So if that's not netting them any cards when they do that, right?
Sure.
So there's cards like that hurt your opponent when they do stuff like this. There's like red Usopp that you will draw a card if your opponent uses a counter on your turn.
Okay.
So they're cards that will benefit you versus your opponent using this card.
Okay. So your take from here is you don't think it should be banned at all.
No,
Okay. All right. That's a fair assessment.
like you're trading 2 cards, you're getting 2 cards back, right?
It's a 2 for 2. Yeah. With a nice little counter out, essentially.
Maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
It depends. If you know
If
your
you-
opponent playing this, you're going to
Yeah.
swing that plus. So if that makes you a 9, right? I have to swing 9, so that you have to use another
Card in hand. Yeah. And yeah, get the 2 cards in a hand. It is telecasted. You're right. It's 100% if you see a purple deck with 1 open, kind of telecast and they have the
1
card.
purple straw hat, and then if you play against a Hody Jones,
Yeah.
or
just rest it.
anything,
Yeah.
just-
Just rest it. Get it out of the way. Yeah, there are cards to get around it. There are cards, especially with green going popular. There are ways to deal with that extra floating dawn, if you will. So don't sleep on those guys. Those are options. But we have cards like, well, this one is a card that it does make this one 6K for turn, right? When a Dawn no, wait, different. This is a different kit I'm thinking of. When a Dawn from in your field is returned to your Dawn deck, add 1 Dawn. So it just basically it negligizes all the minuses you get in here. Go ahead.
So so with that, you have like Lutaria when you're minus a Dawn, you get it back. Now you have it active, real good.
Oh, absolutely.
So I feel like, and then in this deck, it's even better because you have a lot of effects that is Dawn -1 and not like the other Luffy where a lot of your cards are Dawn -2.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's really what's better about this, having it in here.
Absolutely. Linlin, I think, has always been, since his printing, has been a big hit in this deck here. I like this one. Dawn -1, trash a card from your hand. Add up to one of you at the top of your... sorry. Add 1 card to the top of your deck to the top of your life cards. And add up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 6 or less to the top of your opponent's life cards. Top or bottom, sorry. So you can pick it. You can make sure that the last card's a no counter.
Yeah.
You can clean up the board. And you get to protect yourself, which is kind of important since you have a leader that's taking life to ramp.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, you have a lot of really good body cards here, good blockers that you need to have. Sanji, probably the biggest nightmare to me, because this one always takes me out of the game here.
That Sanji is disgusting.
Right? Being able to basically return a Dawn, because that's the theme of purple, if you will.
Yep.
And then you get rest one of the opponent's characters with a cost of 6 or less, and give it rush. Simple as that.
Yeah, just a
Nice
little...
little casual 7 rush and take that blocker out of the game. Great. I mean, you're not even playing red and you have ways to get rid of blockers. Now this deck's going up against red, purple, Pistons, Marco. Pistons. Red, blue, Pistons, Marco. Alright. We're going to make that a thing, guys, here. Humble pie. But Marco here, this one, a deck that has been around for a while, but has a new recent resurgence since OP08.
I was building this before, thinking about building like the control variant. That was before we got like the Edward Newgate and stuff out.
Oh yeah.
So his effect, Don 1, while he has a Don on him, you can activate main once per turn, draw a card, then place 1 card from your hand on the top or the bottom of your deck. Then give one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power during this turn.
So you have control on a leader, which is kind of nice. And when we say control, what we're talking about is cards that kind of manipulate the board and cause some easy removal. Usually 2K is all you need to get most cards in death range of this Edward Newgate, right?
Yeah, and what this Newgate does is gives your Marco the Don he needs.
To immediately get, so on play, give him the rest of, so on curve, give him that so we can immediately give something -2 and then KO a 7K or less. Yeah, essentially. Because the -2 is going to, from a 7K. And you instantly can start controlling the board with this Edward Newgate. Rarely swings, but it definitely starts popping fields. And a great answer into the Dolphin meta that's still in existence. There's a lot of like cards that this thing gets around.
Also, you have the 7 cost ace he's playing, which is really good.
Oh yeah, this one's leader locked but this is a Whitebeard leader, so it does work.
Only the second part is leader locked. The first part it isn't.
Oh no, yeah.
So on play you can give 2 of your opponent's characters minus 3,000 power. So that's a total of 6,000 power minus on their board for that turn. Good to swing into, and then if your leader includes the Whitebeard type, he gains rush. So that means he can swing at them.
Exactly. He's weakening him right before he goes in for a big swing. So there's more than one way than just using a card to KO something that requires a specific power. There's also the ability to run into things, because if they're rested and they happen to be like, say they're at 6,000 power and you make it 3, good luck blocking a 7K swing or whether you want to, because that's going to be a lot of cards and resources on your hand.
And then I think the most important event in this deck is going to be that Seaquake.
Epic use of Newgate's powers here. If your leader includes the Whitebeard Pirates, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 3,000 power or less. 1 cost, everyone. 1 cost.
And look at the trigger.
The trigger is give up to one of your opponents or leader cards minus one of your opponent's leader or character cards minus 3,000. So it's a nice little guard point in a way. But it's during this turn. During this turn. So they you can even if they were able to get a double striker or something like that, that is kind of relevant. And there are a lot of cards that have been enabling, not double strike, I'm sorry, but two different attacks.
Like the Zoro.
They give 2 different attacks, and minusing that can be impactful. And really good, really good. I like the trigger and at 1 cost, really good. Chicken Tenny says, Marco is generally so good, I love watching Marco games. Same. I'm glad to see some on camera. We do have a good rush down package with this control build. So at the top end, very, very rush savvy here. This Sanji able to get himself a nice little Monkey D. Dragon, get him an Edward Newgate, get him a Portgas D. Ace, maybe even a Monkey D. Luffy. Yep, can definitely come out with some big bodies. And then you have, oh geez, my absolute favorite and must-have in most red decks, Gold D. Roger. There was some people in the chat that were like, I've never seen this win. I think it was Captain Literal. I've never seen this one win a game. I've never seen it. And during our RCQ, we got to see it happen live. Got to see how this thing won a game, and this was the lock. This is such a great card in a Blackbeard heavy format. Best answer to have, like when you're locking up things and just come 10k rusher and they got 3 of those 12k blockers, and you're like, that's a nice wall you got there. It'd be a shame if I made sure you lost the game if you used it.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, both players are one of the 2 players, you or your opponent, can be a 0 life and make this effect live. Great game ender along with the 10 cast. So, and I love this. We got 1 great game ender versus 1 great game ender.
Oh, yeah.
Right here. Both these cards usually going to be the answer that you see at the tail end of this. All right, here we go into our first matchup. Greg rolling the dice for a 5. I think.
Pretty low.
Yeah, I think he lost it. I rolled Spencer. I think we moved it just a little bit here.
And Spencer is going to probably choose to go first.
I imagine he wants to. No, Spencer has to roll his dice.
Oh.
4. So Greg.
Oh, wait, it was a tie.
All right, 9. Okay, Greg gets choose. Fun matchup indeed, Chicken Teddies. I'm looking forward to this.
So
Greg, great sport, very good player. He's our 2-time manga winner. He's hasn't won one of these championships yet, but he's been in every single one. So Greg, definitely a frequent flyer, if you will, for these One Piece games. A guy who got out and then got to see Blackbeard and saw that was coming out and was like, I'm back. I'm back. You guys thought I was done? I'm back. Yeah. And came back just in time to win 2 mangas. Got himself the coveted Zoro. What was our first manga we gave away? Do you remember?
First one?
Because we will be having another manga tournament soon here. Looking forward to that. I think this one's going to be the...
was it Blackbeard?
The next one's going to be Trafalgar Law. It's going to be our manga tournament. Boa! Thank you, Little Pumpkin. It was Boa. Connect Carnage? No, don't think it was Teach. Was it Teach? No, it was Boa. Boa was the first one.
No, it was Blackbeard.
Was it Blackbeard?
Yeah, I was pretty sure it was Blackbeard.
Was it Black? It could. I think it was Blackbeard actually. Now, because I remember Brandon donated that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, was there a Boa one we missed? Is there 3 tournaments we've had for? No, it was not a Chopper. I don't think any of us have even seen the Chopper. I have not seen the Chopper. Have you seen the Chopper?
No.
I don't think out of all the boxes we got from there, I don't think a single one of us got Chopper. I've seen it online. I've seen pictures of it. I've seen videos of people pulling the Chopper. I've never got a chance to pull the Chopper myself. Yeah. Greg won Teach, then Zoro. That's right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Kinetic. All right. So it was Teach.
Here goes the filtering. He's going to draw and then put it either on top or
Or
bottom.
bottom. Here we go.
Probably
Let's
bottom.
decide it's the bottom. Nice little card filtering for turn 1 play. I like this. That one Japan buggy. Didn't we find out that buggy was fake? Did we? I think we found out that buggy was fake.
Alright, let's see what's going to happen here.
If you know, you know. I'm pretty sure that thing was fake.
Monet. Yeah.
Monet. All right.
Effect.
Effect here. Gonna take top or bottom. See from Greg here. Get a nice little 6k swing. This one's clearly gonna get countered out. A lot of times in Purple Luffy, they don't like taking early
Yeah,
hits.
you cannot take an early hit in purple.
No, you want to use those ramp cards. So here we go. Easy little 2k counter out of hand. Back to Spencer. For Dawn, is this a turn he takes a life to ramp out to 5? Absolutely is. Here we go. 5 Dawn turn. What's going to be rushed out here? I'm thinking Zoro. Yeah.
Nope,
No,
Bonclave. Even
Bonclave for an
more.
extra ramp.
7k swing.
Yeah, I like this. Bonclave even has a target to copy a 3,000 power. Woohoo!
Yeah, yeah, but it dies to like anything now.
That's true. That's very true. Especially in a Marco deck at 1,000 power. Yeah, anything can kill this thing.
Oh, here there goes.
There you go. It's just a one cost event. Says, yeah, get rid of this. Smart on Greg not to put out a big giant body or get that opportunity to get a swing.
Another Monet.
Okay.
All right.
See what we're gonna do with this one. The first one coming in here. I think it's a
So good.
on swing. It gets two.
No, so it's an active main. He gets to give a character a minus 1,000 and then attach to your rested Don to your leader or character.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So immediately gets to activate that Marco ability here. Gets to filter one card in hand. Puts one top and bottom. See how, and then still has two more rested Dawn, or sorry, two Dawn here that he can put up the active
Maybe
attacking.
a Duval.
Ooh,
Yep.
Duval. There you go. All right. Duval gonna stack the deck here. Look at the top three.
Now remember, you can either put them on top or the bottom with the wall.
Mm-hmm. All three though. Is there a
Yeah, that's
choice
all
of
three.
all three at the top or all
Yeah.
three at the bottom? Yeah. So if there's any bad cards in here, he's gonna. We'll see if he likes his hand or not. But still gonna get it in for a nice little 7K swing. So Greg's gonna have to. I'm sorry, Spencer's gonna have to give up 2 cards on the attack for the swing. This Monet not likely gonna get in for a swing
No.
unless they want to make a 9K swing.
Yeah, could make it a 9K.
Could, yeah. I mean, there's nothing to really give 2,000 power negate to because she only affects
1,000.
characters, but it's characters, right?
Yes, the one character.
Yeah. Can you imagine if this was another one of the bird bands? The leader minus 1,000? Oh. All right, so Greg having to take this one. Just
You
not
mean
willing to give up the card. Spencer, sorry. Thank you. And going back. Thankfully, this is not as fast as the manga tournament. When we we had that final round, it was 5 minutes.
Luffy Taro?
It would be a good play. He needs to go wide right now.
5.
5 into Monet, asking for 3.
Could be the easy block.
See if he gets
Or-
3.
Just let it go.
Well, there's not a lot of rush, but yeah, Duval, I think good call because he is at 7. If he didn't block that, there's a good chance that the Sanji's could have came out and just rested.
Yeah, I would think I would have been fine with Sanji coming out and attacking the Monet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it'd probably attack the Duval at that point. Just get off the board. All right, Luffy Taro gonna return to Dawn. What do we get? Another Zoro, the one we thought we were gonna see. Yeah.
Yep, this one's gonna search the top 5 for a Straw Hat.
Which is basically everything in the deck. I'm seeing all Straw Hat right now, except what's that 5 cost here? It's really, really pretty, but is that a Straw Hat? Feeble Rat, welcome
think
back.
it's-
Good to see you in the chat. Thank you. And thanks for exclamation point join.
Taking the gum giant.
Oh, there you go. And has the one open for it too. So not only has he telecasted that he can play it, now he's telecasted that he has it. No bluffing from Spencer here. He has the card.
Yes, but I mean that's when you just don't invest a lot, right? You
Yeah.
just swing 5 or something.
Mhm.
Well, it'll be like at least 6.
Yeah. Something that requires 2 cards, but not enough so you take off some really effective swings here. Spencer, finally able to put up some good board state. What do you think is winning right now? The Monet board state here or this nice Luffy Taro Zoro matchup?
It depends on what Greg has in his hand. Like this could turn the whole thing.
Here we go. Big one. Edward Newgate.
Leader.
And now going to be able to minus this the Zoro and immediately pop the Zoro.
He could also just kill the Luffy Taro.
Oh, that's wait. Is
Because
that enough?
That he has the Monets.
Oh, the Monet can. Yeah, that's true. All Might, welcome back to the chat. Good to see you. Welcome
Yep.
back. Thank you
That's-
very much. The exclamation point join
That's what he's going to, and now he's going to have
Yeah.
a
Oh,
what is
yeah.
this? A
and the leader. Boom, pop. There goes the big boy. Now only has to worry about the 6K coming in here. So Greg already in a controlling-esque state here, and asking Spencer to use those Monets as pseudo blockers, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see another attack into the Monet. See if this one gets protected. Nope.
he has
Still has one left.
Yep.
Yeah. So he can kill like this one. Probably going to be what would you do? Get some Dawn to try and get rid of Newgate.
I think this is going to be a big Luffy, 9-drop Luffy,
Okay.
right? Or
Well, he's got 7 right
he
now.
has
He's putting out 7.
7. He has 8, right? Because he has 2 over there, so he has,
Mhm.
he's at 8. So he's not at. He could use lead ability. Oh no, he has 10. Yeah.
All right. Going here. The first attack here, just 1 over. So asking for a 2K from Greg here.
Should be easy. Should be a
8 to a
mass
7.
deuce.
Gets a
Nope,
2.
not
Yep. There's a Tama. Here comes Luffy Taro. Comes out with another. All right. So it's just a similar play that we just saw last time.
Yeah.
Got Luffy Taro into Zoro. Zoro going to search the top 5, grab a Straw Hat. We'll see what it is. Doesn't have any open, so I mean, I don't know. Would you go another? Ooh, Rush.
Ooh,
That
get it,
when you were
get it,
talking about
yep.
the Rush secret rare Luffy here.
But he knows that's a no counter card in his hand. He knows he has 2 no counter cards in hand.
with that Gum Gum Giant that they can't. Yeah, or is that what
Yeah.
you're counting? Yeah, the Gum Gum Giant because there's no active Dawn here. Didn't activate the leader ability to try and get, which I wouldn't have done either. I'm sorry. And yes, it activates my one defense card, but not there. Oh, we got some more chats here from YouTube. I put too much time into the Union Arena to give up on it. Oh, all right, Uchiha. I'm glad to hear it. Nuka-Cola? Can't hear anything. I feel like you're alone on that one, Nuka-Cola. We've had people that need to put on their headset for some reason. But go ahead and try that out and see if you can get that in there. Sorry I missed the chat. It's just a little bit lower than your mic. But yeah, we can see your chats out there in Twitch. I'm sorry, on YouTube. Thank you for joining us, and thanks for the comment. We will be adding you to the wheel. Nuka-Cola. And Uchiha.
Ooh.
Sorry I missed that comment.
Ooh.
9 coming with Dragon.
Dragon.
One of the big hits. All right, 7K from the leader from Monkey D. Dragon.
Oh no, the Luffy Taro's gone. Again.
Yeah. I think, so you go after Luffy Taro with this one.
Well, no, it's gonna get killed by the new gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're going to use this combo for the new gate. Getting, 9K, sweet, from leader here. That's going to be really aggressive. 3 life, good position for Greg to be in here. 9K coming into Zoro.
And then
Good board
9K
cleanup.
face.
And a 9K face. This one he's going to have to take into Linlin. Okay, so you got Linlin. You've got Secret Rare Luffy. What are you grabbing? You're going to put the...
Littlin is definitely has to be the play.
Okay. Try to get your life back up there?
Yes.
That makes sense.
Because he's in a little bit of a pickle.
Mm-hmm. At 10 Dawn, 1 life.
Staring down 2 9Ks, a 5K.
A potential swing from Newgate. That'd be interesting to see Newgate swing for the first time. I have yet to see any Newgate actually go in for combat yet.
Oh, that's because normally they die on the...
On the crackback, yeah, after using the ability. Yeah, usually they got a red flag on them, so people are trying to do what they can to get rid of it. But, yeah. I have... To date, I have not seen this Newgate attack a leader yet.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody else. There's too many games to be out there.
Oh, yeah.
But personally, haven't seen it yet. Would love to see it today.
Because he's at 1 life. He has to heal. If he heals, he could put the Monette at the bottom of his life.
Mm-hmm.
Or he could do nothing.
Yeah.
But-
And the only target he has on the board is Monet.
Yep.
Spencer just talking it out. I think one of the really neat things that when you play over at Lifelink Games and you have these matchups, both players are trying to talk to each other about how they play out, what they think the best method would be, because we'd like to sharpen the blade, if you will. I think here comes Lilin.
Yep. Trashing a card from his hand. Is it a giant?
Gets a Gum Gum Giant. Okay, so maybe telecasting he has too many.
Monette?
Monet is going to be the target. Ask for top or bottom, and I'm sure he's going to put it at the bottom. When you put that at the bottom?
No, he's swinging at it. He's swinging at it with the Luffy.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
It didn't heal.
You don't have to, right?
Nope. You don't have to heal your opponent.
Yep.
Now he's asking for a 2K with the 6K swing from the Zoro.
It looks like Red's going to take. Now, does he have enough in deck here to reduce his Big Mom into a 5K? That's a lot of reduction here. It's a 9K body, right?
I think he will try to go for game and then swing into the Zoro.
Oh, okay.
Or
All right.
use Newgate to kill the Zoro. Either one.
So test the waters for first couple swings, you think?
Oh,
pudding!
oh.
Oh, you always... If you're playing against blue, you better be watching out, everyone. Pudding is a devastating card. Absolutely devastating.
He said, you leave up 1, you trash the giant, so you probably have another giant. Let's see if you draw one.
Exactly. Force him into having his entire hand gone. Now 5 cards, right?
Yep.
From the redraw. Interesting. Man, Pudding is such an impressive card.
And that's 2 giants in the trash.
Yeah. Spencer wasn't countering out enough, I think, to keep his hand low enough. Gotta respect the Pudding when you're playing against blue. So we'll see. His top new 5, I don't think is... Maybe he'll show the camera. That's one thing. I can't wait till we get hand cams.
Yeah. But look, we have Pudding and we have Sanji out on the field together.
Right? And is this OP12 already? Isn't OP12 in there together on the card?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. 1 attached Dawn. into the Marco, reducing the power of what? Maybe the Zoro just to make an easy attack target if necessary.
Well, you do the Zoro to kill it with the Newgate.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Well, give you two options, right? Because you were saying that you would run into it.
yeah.
Right?
I mean, maybe.
EVO 2 it comes out? All right, cool. All right, just in time for EVO 2.
Yep, he's swinging into it.
All right, that's enough to get rid of that. Spencer now only with Big Mom. But he still now has... Oh, we might actually see our first lethals.
Here it goes.
8! We finally get to see Edward Newgate go in for an attack. Spencer has to take...
9.
Here comes 9. Does he get the Gum Gum Giant and a card? Yep. He did draw an additional Gum Gum Giant, or he ripped off the top. I can't tell. But got rid of some no counter in his hand, discarding.
9 again.
That Trafalgar Law here and getting another
And
down to
then
0
into the
life.
wall.
Oh, nice. And walling up, Greg. I think that wall is going to seal the deal. I don't know if Spencer can come back to this. Even with the rush Luffy in hand, I don't think this
It's
well,
not in
that's,
hand.
no, that's not in hand. We don't even know what he has anymore. What could he play in this situation? 2 blockers and hope and pray?
He could play 2 blockers, but
This is not a blocker situation. Newgate will pop any of the blockers in his deck. We've seen what his blockers look like. Newgate don't even have to try. He's just like, no. Get that out of the way, fam. I'm not dealing with this.
well, he has to try a little bit with Marco. Marco needs to help out a little bit.
Okay, yeah. Does he, for the blockers in this deck, look, we saw his blockers, it was Onami.
Yeah.
He had Frankie.
No. You didn't have Frankie. Frankie, that was the rush Frankie.
It was a rush Frankie? Okay.
Yeah, he has the Kid, which is a 6 false.
Oh, okay.
6,000
power. So he might need some help. Okay. Here we go with the Alt Art Zoro. We've already seen this thing 3 times, but this is the Alt Art version.
Ravel?
Looking for Sanji? That is a terrible grab in this situation.
It's a counter.
It's okay. Isn't it 1K counter though?
It's a counter.
I guess. Oh, that is a terrible top deck.
So
You got it. Regardless, he has to keep one open just to bluff the Gum Gum Giant because it didn't look like he has it. But he's gonna have to at least keep one open to bluff that to get some weird Dawn allocation attacks.
Yeah, he has to try to clear this board, but with the Duval, I'm not sure how many cards is in his hand.
And Greg's pointing, it's like I have one open Dawn.
He does.
Okay, 5K coming to life. You said okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's like Greg doesn't have to worry about anything. He can take
No,
all of it.
he's got to protect his board. His whole mindset, protect the board.
Yeah.
Got to make sure this thing's good to go. See, nice 11K swing into Newgate. Yeah,
That's an easy.
Radical Beam. This is no. There we go. Yeah, here comes that 4K blocker you're talking, or the 4 cost
That's a
law blocker.
But that one just get
Oh, that's-
KO'd by.
Yeah, that's just like instant
That's it.
KO. Yeah, not Spencer. I think threw that down there. Just says I have to do this because I have to play the card, but I have no other plays right now. This like he's like I'm just gonna Newgate pop it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna Newgate pop.
Like,
it. There you go.
yeah,
See, yeah, not Newgate. He's like, okay, defend against this. He has no life. Wow,
The
for the
insult to injury.
BMs, Gravity Blade for the BMs. What is this? What is happening?
4 down left. 9K.
9K from leader. He's
Counter.
like, here's all the 2Ks you needed.
9K
He's like
again.
9K. He's like, I don't have that.
Oh, he had 2. He had 2 of
Two
the
secret layers or secret. It's the one I did it because I could. The card was in my hand. I said I could do it. Wow. Could have literally just loaded up 10 on top of Sanji and went 19 and said game over. What does he do? He's like, nah, fam. You're gonna gravity bind, or no, is it gravity bind?
Yeah, Gravity Blade.
Gravity blade. We're gonna put that down. Or
No, Red Rock.
Red Rock. Yeah, I'm gonna Red Rock that bottom deck. Your Big Mom. Just 9K swing, and it's the balls like I'm sending a message.
Just let you know, you never had this game.
Never had this game. This game was always in my fair. It's the wall. Dominating play. Congratulations. That is going to do it for round 1 of our fun play. We got round 2 now coming up here.
It was looking bad for
Oh, yeah.
Greg too, because of the 2 Luffy Taros coming down back to back.
Yeah. Now we're going to see another Luffy matchup here. I'm just getting the board ready. Oh, hey, girl. Good to see you. Got to get that board ready for our next matchup. between two commanding players. Mark playing this Plouffe deck, trying to redeem himself from the loss that we just saw on camera here. And his opponent, Porter, with his pet deck that he's been trying to make good, which actually is arguably a very good deck. We're going to see a green-yellow Trafalgar Law. And he got that awesome alt art really quickly after they release. So, oh, you helped him out, didn't you? So, great new leader here. Not a lot of representation of the big tournaments and events, but I do like to see it on camera. I like to see.
I pulled 2 of them.
You pulled 2?
Yeah.
I pulled 1 myself. Like, I still looking for
They
something.
were handing out like candy.
Yeah, right?
Except the Porter.
Kinetic Card says, Spencer lost, I never lose. I love the attitude. All right, let's get into those deck lists. Oh.
Yeah. Gotta hit the button.
Let's get into those deck lists here. We have returning back with the same Plouffe deck here. Great cards, great combos. We just saw it on camera. Thought some great cards to cheat out. Luffy Taro cheating out some Zoros.
I wish he got the Sanjuro out there. Just the card draw is just so good.
Really good. This one has like a red flag on it. This one, I told people back when this first got printed, I hate this card because it's just constant card advantage.
Oh yeah.
Kinetic Card says, unless I modify the footage, watch me, Kinetic. I will modify footage. I will make you think that you won and be like, nah, fam.
And then he
I'll
also
gaslight
never
you.
saw the 2K guy.
Usahachi? Or no, the Killer? That's Killer. Yeah.
So this one is when you return it on, you get to KO one of your opponent's 2 cost less. So those Monets could have just been easy, just KO'd.
Well, Monet is a 3.
And no, Monet's a 2.
It's a 3. Is it?
2 costs.
Is it 2 cost?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, it probably is. It's a 3K power.
Yes.
That's right. It's a 2K. Yeah.
2.
So yeah, that is a good answer for that card. You're right.
And it kills the Devals. It kills.
True. That would be really helpful. Really, really helpful. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like those 2 cards in this matchup would have been better if he had seen those.
Yeah. Well,
So maybe Mark can see them.
Well, now he's going up against a different deck now. This is going against Trafalgar Law. I mean, the most of the low cost stuff is going to be
The Searcher.
Luffy. Well, let's
The
get into
blocker. It
this.
has a 1 cost blocker, right?
He's got you got 1 cost jewelry bonding, which this is good to pop.
Yep.
You want to get this thing off the board. I hate dedicating an attack to it, but you can't allow this thing to sit around. Just too much card advantage. You have the Searcher from the Beiji.
Yep.
You have
The Searcher from the
Luffy Searcher. This one really, she just fixes your
yeah.
life. That's really all it is. You do get this. No, that's too
you don't
expensive.
get anything else. Everything
Yeah.
else is.
It could be good against this jewelry bonding.
Yeah.
But if I was going to use a card, I would 100% like to use some other card to get rid of this thing.
I mean, it's free though. It's whenever you minus it on.
Yeah. So just pop it and get rid of it. And that way I don't have to attack the thing. Because the one thing I love playing with this card is that people have to attack it and that just negates one of their attacks. Super good feeling. But I hate having to attack it to get this thing off the board. It's infuriating sometimes. But let's talk to people about what this thing does. Like, people probably haven't seen this before. What's it do?
Alright, so Dom 1, after main, once per turn, if the total cost of your characters is 5 or more, you may return one of your characters to your hand. Then you reveal the top card of your life. If that card is a super neighbor type with a cost of 5 or less, you may play that card. So you really want to use the 5. You really want the 5 ones because those are
The
best-
biggest high
best-
return.
Yes,
Yeah.
biggest high return you can get. And then, like with this, you want to bounce the 7-drop wall. You want to go to
Absolutely. Go into that new secret. This one, hot to trot because it's good in Eustace Captain Kid Yellow. Piss Kid is what some people call it. But also very good in this deck as well.
Yep. So
This
it's
is
a
good.
7 cost 9K power. On play, reveal 1 supernova type character card from your hand and add it to the top card of your light face down. Then give one of your rested on to one of your
Supernova type card.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it gives the Don that you need for your leader effect.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also heals you technically, and then so you can play out the Cavendish.
Very strong. This one a must kill because this one at the end of your turn just getting 2 more Dawn every single turn, making it free to be able to use some of your counter cards here, like this one right here. If you have one or less life cards, your opponent leader character gains plus 3,000 during your turn. Then set up to one of your characters' cost of 5 or less is active. So
it helps protect your board.
mm-hmm.
So with this, like putting out that in your life, you can put out the blocker in your life,
Mm-hmm.
which will also, you can return that 2K that you played out in your
Mhm.
hand, like the Hiyori, back to your hand to play something else.
Absolutely.
You
Even
have
the Capone Beige if you played it out.
Yep. This one is the Restand Law. So
Mm-hmm.
on play, you'll set up one of your Supernova or Heart type character with cost of 5 or less that's active.
Mm-hmm.
So you get another swing, and it's real good because it doesn't matter how much Don, because all it cares about is the cost of the card.
Mm-hmm. Well, as we were talking about last game, you remember that you pointed out that one cost counter red from Marco, right? That said for the turn they got minus 3,000. That's perfect against cards like this to get the double attack. So you get that out of life. We're not going to see it, obviously, because it's purple versus green-yellow. But this is another situation where that trigger card, giving that minus 3,000 to a character for the turn, is actually pretty relevant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, okay. And I mean, maybe they're playing a bunch of green Uda decks. And I'm Invincible is being played too many times. It's a great card against that, too. This, of course, a card that was in the last deck, but I just thought it was unique that we see a card that this would actually be very effective against.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in this matchup. Because I'm sure if you're playing Trafalgar Law, you're playing with the Trafalgar Laws. Right? We have our Eustace Captain Kid here. This one, what is it coupled with to block it? I mean...
Just the regular law, the 5-cost law.
Maybe a blocker from the Drury Bonnie, I guess?
Yeah.
Because this one...
it will play it, so...
Mm-hmm. It gets out, basically, you can attach one Dawn to this one, rest it, play a 3 cost or less for free, and then during your opponent's turn, they have to attack this before they can attack anything else.
Yes, as long as it has a dominant.
Yep. So you get, you can swing with it for 9k, and the next turn, they have to swing into this 8k wall, and you could have ways to get blocker.
Blocker, counter out.
Mm-hmm. And with the Trafalgar Law, you can turn a lot of things into blocker.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
No.
Am I thinking Eustace Kid? Yeah, I'm thinking
Kid.
Eustace Kid. My bad. Yeah. This one, just cheating things into play.
Yep.
Let's see what happens. Can we see some cheating from both players, and which one's going to cheat more? You think Porter's going to cheat more, or you think Mark's going to cheat more?
I think Porter has the ability to cheat more.
Mm-hmm.
But his is restricted to the amount of life, so...
Yeah.
And while Mark's is restricted to the amount of Don.
Mm-hmm.
Which getting 2 Don versus not getting any more life.
Yeah.
is-
We didn't see a whole lot of healing much. Like, not a lot like we see for a lot of yellow decks. But there is some healing.
Yep.
Some healing.
Like I said, the 7-cost law is a really good healer for you.
Now, do you think the 4 versus 5 life here is going to be irrelevant in this matchup?
It's basically 4 against 4 because of leader effect.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
So
It's a very fair assessment. Yeah. So, really kind of even Steven here.
yeah,
And if you're Luffy, you want to go first.
Yep.
If you're Trafalgar Law, what do you want to do? You want to take Luffy off the play?
yeah. If you take Luffy off, it makes him want to ramp twice instead of once.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's definitely the better play.
Okay. We'll
And
see
then
where this lands.
His cards are at 5, right? So going
Mhm.
first is good for him.
Yeah, looks like Porter 1's going to go first and start off with the first searcher. Mulliganed perfectly into his first searcher for the Monkey
Supernova.
Luffy. Looking for a supernova. We'll see what he grabs. There we go. Getting the X Drake. Nice.
So that's a 3 for 3 2K counter on
Mhm.
play. You can rest him to rest one of your opponent's characters.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes the own searcher, the law.
All right. Here comes Trafalgar Law. Trafalgar Law looking at Trafalgar Law like, what are you doing on this side of the field? What are you doing?
They in shambles.
Mm-hmm. What you looking at, Willis? What you doing over here?
Now, will he find a card?
You think this one whiffs?
I mean, it could. It could be kids, Linlins.
Oh, that's fair. Let's see if he whiffs. The ratio, I think, is fair enough in Mark's favor. That he shouldn't whiff on this one. Really, and I don't think he did because he's
No.
thinking about which card he wants to grab. Ooh, that draw, Sanji,
draw.
you were talking about. Man, do you think you had a chance to watch this?
He could play it next turn, too.
Mhm.
He just has to defend his life.
Gotta be careful. Pass him back to Porter. Porter gonna go to his 3-down turn. We're gonna see our first
This
swing.
is an AK swing? No.
Just a simple 5. Asking for 1. Testing the waters. Gets a card out of hand. And if not, gets a hit of life that Purple Luffy hates giving that up.
He gets the
Ooh,
Nami.
gets a Nami. That's a bad hit. But
He doesn't rest the.
hmm?
I just.
Does X-Drake rest?
It has it on play or active main to rest. He could have rested the law and swung into it with his own Luffy. Then makes you protect your life by making leader have to swing into one of them.
Fair, but doesn't his leader ability require that he have 5 cards and more?
No, I'm talking about X-Ray could rest the law. Then you could swing into it with the Luffy.
Now, that makes the Luffy vulnerable because doesn't the leader need 5 characters?
He needs a total cost of 5 or more.
Okay.
So right now he has a cost of 4.
So here comes Zoro. Like we saw last time, gonna get a nice little quick search here. Look at the top 5, see if he can get himself a straw hat. This one should be an easy enough. The nice thing about this one, you can find itself. You can most searchers you can't find a card that's identified to the one as soon as searching. Ooh, nice little 10 cost. Is that foreshadowing? Are we gonna see Gear 5 Luffy?
I don't think I would take it this early. I'll take it.
He's only one in the deck, so if he bottoms it, it's the only time he's gonna see it.
Yeah, but I don't.
And he's telecasting. He might have a Gum Gum Giant. We'll see. With the 1 active Dawn here. Kind of early to be protecting yourself. And you definitely don't want to be using Gum Gum Giant this early in the match.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Nope. Gonna go for a search for Trafalgar Law. So, really, Mark's just taking the time to build his hand and craft it. I can see a Gum Gum Giant from here. I don't think that's a legal target, though, right? He has to get a character with 3 costs or more.
No, the Straw Hat.
Straw Hat.
Okay. He has to be character. Yeah, Straw Hat character will cost us 2
3
or more. Right?
I think it's 3 or more. Yeah, gets another Zoro. Yep. Porter, nice to point it out here because he's played all the versions of Trafalgar Law. So point it out here. Nice little 5K to life. Gets an extra counter 2K? 2K from a 5K swing.
He's gonna go to 5. So what's the play here?
X-Drake gonna rest the Zoro.
Yep.
So now has an opportunity to attack into the Zoro if he wants to. It's the only lethal threat that Mark has presented at this point. Okay.
Looking, changing out his life.
Okay. Gonna get a blocker law.
Yep.
There we go. 6. Lead effect here.
Bouncing the 2K to play
To
this.
block him on.
To bounce the Luffy. To play out.
To replay the Luffy?
The,
Yeah,
yep.
to get another search on. This is one of the things that the Trafalgar Law deck does really well. It draws. It gets to a lot of extra resources and reutilizes those searchers to keep crafting the perfect
But
hand.
look at that, he's down a life now because of that.
True. It is a little risky. But when you craft the hand the way you want to, I think we're going to see a 7K swing as Zoro. What do you think?
Looks like it.
And he rested it. Why did we take the time to rest it? If not just to bluff him, maybe?
Yeah,
No, go to life. Go to life. All right. Luffy player having to take the hit. Mark going down to 3 life. Back to his turn. Keeps the Zoro alive. Ramped out once, so this should be his 7 Dawn turn. Because he was on the play. Or on the draw, sorry.
Bro.
So I believe this is a 7 Dawn turn here. He has ramped 1 time. Alright. Mark. In the tank. 7. Good turn for what do you say? Luffy Taro?
Yeah, Luffy Taro into the Sanjuro.
Oh, it'd be a good setup here. Needs to do something about this board, but I don't think Porter's going to give him any easy targets. I'll tell you that. Kinetic Carnage, I was wondering if you forgot to draw. There we go. Okay. All right. Forgot to draw, but he get the job. He did. You got there. Another one of those things about fun matches. You can tell your opponent, like,
Yeah, you can tell your parents about the match.
Yeah.
I think I would have swung with the Zoro first to see if it gets a card or get the block out the way.
Yeah. Here we go.
He's
Nice
gonna rest
alt art. Sanji returning 1, gonna rest the blocker. Trafalgar Law, maybe not too long for this world here.
It looks like he's going for life.
You have to because he can't go to the law. All right,
Now
so
he can. You can go into law.
now we can. 6 and a 6 gets 2. 7 and a 6.
Should definitely go after the blocker.
Yeah, going to blocker. Gets a blocker. All right, so at least he gets rid of 1. It's not bad. Got through.
Oh.
Gonna ramp yet again to make sure that his next turn is a 10 Dawn turn. Also telling him, hey, I have a Gum Gum Giant just in case. I don't know if I would be on the defensive if I was Mark right now, though. Not a lot of rush from green, yellow. I don't think he knows what the deck does, so there's no Hody Jones.
No. But, I mean, there is a 3-cost Zoro that has rush.
That's fair. He needs to be at like what 5 life, or what is Zoro has a life requirement. I
It
remember
does.
that. I think maybe he's perfectly at it right now. I think the combination between you and your opponent has to be 5 or less. Oh, Monster
Bouncer replays.
replays and draws. Like we said, one of the really good things about this deck, it just keeps replaying those draws cards and search cards. Gets a 2K Capone Beige.
Could be a 7K life. Nope.
Yeah, I'm gonna go play the Beige. Gonna take a life. To put nice. Okay, gonna activate leader ability.
But this is going down to 2 life.
Mm-hmm. Gonna bounce that.
Play that. Bounce that.
To
replay.
it. I mean, he's getting so many 2Ks out of the hand for this thing. It's just the amount of free cards this card gets. You'd think this was
I think it's another.
another 2K Beige. Why not? So we know that he has at least 2 of those. That's 4K. That's devastating.
We know he has an extra in hand too,
Mm-hmm.
which is another 2K.
6. Let's see if he goes to board. I imagine he'd want to, but he's got a lot of
I think
defense.
it's going to life.
All right, 2K out.
See, that card would be really good right now to get rid of that.
Yeah, to get rid of the Luffy. Exactly. Because you were telecasting it. And you want to get rid of these little small fries so that they keep bouncing back. All right.
Is this going to be Linlin?
Could be. I forgot about the Sanji returning because I was like, should this be his 10-down turn? Because he ramped. But no, the Sanji had to return one.
Yes.
Hey, and a follow! Thank you so much! Kiku Soon, or Kiku Sun, 5,000. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. And you're in the running for one of the... if you hit some chat, please. Please hit me in the chat with something. Exclamation point join. Anything. We got 2 free packs to give away at the end of the stream. Right here, baby. 1 hit pulled from the box, from our community box. There's at least 1 left. Here we go. I'll take that.
You
Thank you. Nice emote. Love that. Luffy Taro with the X. Nice. Thank you, Kiki. Appreciate it. All right. 3 Dawn. Activation. Let's go. All
He's
right.
going to rest something?
You know, he's got so many block. Oh, yeah, he's got to get rid of some of these blockers here. So gets rid of one of the blocker Trafalgar laws. Both these are the same law, right? Just 2 different
The
altards.
same law.
Yeah, they're all 3 the same law.
Yes.
Yeah, he's just showcasing all the different altards he has. These. I love it. Sauce Mama, welcome to the chat. Thank you so much for the exclamation point join. Hope your day is going well. Let's go into our first attack. Imagine, like, he's thinking about
Life, 5 life.
maybe get the pressure on here.
It's
All right.
a 1K Bonnie.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be life on that one.
6K life.
2K, okay. Doesn't matter. He's just getting the 2K out here. 7K into... He knows he had like a page, yeah. So, I mean, we saw both those cards. One get bounced back to hand and one get that he got from Luffy. So, I don't think there's any rushers at this... Wait, in the Frankie a rusher at this point? No, just Zoro. Okay. 2 open, has to keep open 1 for the Gum Gum Giant that we know he has in hand. Hasn't had to use yet.
That one can get a giant, though.
Yeah, this one gets a Straw Hat card. Any Straw Hat card. This, but I think he already has one in hand. Looks like he 2K, Sanji blocker, or a 2 Nami blockers, but goes to the Sanji blocker.
Sanjay blocker is a 2K, so it's best of both worlds.
Right? I don't think... Would you... Alright, so we've had this debate here since 2020 Chopper's putting in red. The 4-cost blocker, like it's a 6K in your opponent's turn. Is that being a 2K, is that better than that blocker Sanji? Or is the blocker Sanji better? Because blocker Sanji can play it out for cheaper in certain situations.
Yeah, and it also is just a 6K every turn and not just...
On your opponent's turn. Yeah.
So you can also use it to attack.
Mm-hmm. I'm not afraid to attack with a 2020 Chopper. But which of the 2 do you think is better? 2K. Yeah. 3-cost Sanji blocker. Yeah, right. Essentially a 3-cost Sanji blocker.
I have rarely seen that been played for 3 costs.
It sees more of its play in Reiju because Reiju does Dawn control. But I don't think in the Pluffy decks, I don't think I've ever seen it played for a cheaper cost. Like, Have you? Kinetic has been a player of this deck. Have you ever played the 3-cost side of the Sanji blocker in Ploofy, the ramping deck? Like, if you played Reiju,
Maybe after you played a 10 cost Luffy?
maybe. All right, here comes Trafalgar Law. Is gonna get in my life.
There goes the heel. Get his leader arrested.
Arrested Dawn. So we got a full board of Trafalgar Laws.
Oh. Nope.
No, Cavendish gonna throw it off the math here. But we do have 5 Trafalgar Laws on the field right now. I want you to count the math here. Where's my other one? It's
Could've
on
been
Mark's
6.
side. It could have been 6. Could have been 6. If we count the leader, it's 6.
Ooh, he's swinging with the blockers.
All right, so Blocker is finally getting some action here. All the different arts of Trafalgar Law right here. This is, if anything, this video is an ode to the Trafalgar Law
Here comes
and all the different arts here.
Giant.
You've played it in the late game at 3? At 3 cost? Well, yes, you reduce 1, so you would have less Dawn. So that is possible. That is
Yeah,
possible.
with the Giants too. If he like double Giants.
Yeah. He would have a low enough and then be able to play it out early. Okay, alright, fair enough.
It's another 7K.
7K coming into life, I imagine, trying to pressure it. He's got enough walls with the blockers, so I don't see...
Yeah, there's 2 blockers.
2 life, plenty of counter because it's been drawing all day. Alright, gets 2 cards from Mark. See where the next attack is. Nope, just passing back the turn. Mark at now 9 Dawn.
Should be 10.
No, because he
Right.
keeps
No, yeah,
minusing
9, yeah,
and
because of
then the
that.
giant. Yeah. The last time he was supposed to be at 10, I thought, but he minus 1 because of Sanji. Then the last turn he just
See, look,
Giant.
you just never at 10.
he doesn't need to be.
Well, why does he
see-
want to go into the 10 cost? Luffy?
He is so far away from playing that 10 cost Luffy. If he does it, that's a concession at this moment. 3 blockers? I don't think so. No. I'm not playing that.
If he lives through next turn, right?
Okay.
He could win if he plays a 10 drop Luffy.
You know the Luffy kills all the rest of your characters too.
Does not kill them. Puts them on the bottom.
Regardless, you don't get those swings
Yeah, but you get an
back.
extra turn with a 12K
And your leader. That's gonna have what, 2 Dawn?
No,
3 Dawn to play with.
plus leader ability.
A 9K to 12K. It's too early. It's too early, man. You're not gonna play it like this early. Alright, 7 for another Sanji, so good. You can be able to return 1. Yeah, definitely has to clean that board up. Got way too many characters. Rest another blocker, I imagine. Please go after the blockers, because he's got to get through this wall. Goes to the Cavendish. Okay.
Yeah, the Cavendish is a pretty big threat because it's going to restand 2 Dawn.
But we didn't see too many payoffs for this deck for their return to Dawn.
Put it on something else to swing with it. What? You can restand 2 Dawn and then put it
Yeah.
on something else and swing with that. With
That's
the 2.
fair. That's fair. Alright, 5 to life is an instant take here. We got a 6K. Is this going into life too, or is this going to
Did
Cavendish?
Porter run out of counter in hand?
I mean, he did run through a lot of it. We saw that he does have the 1 cost 3K guard point.
He's making it so.
7K going to Cavendish. Does have 1 open, so he can easily just guard point this if he wants
just
to.
gone to life?
He pointed to Cavendish. So.
Yeah, but I think maybe going to life might be
Yeah,
better.
but Cavendish is no longer there. He really
He's-
patient with these blockers here. Doesn't want to have the Sanjis coming in for 8Ks, I guess.
6 to
Si-
force the law.
You think in the lot? You could get a good tell if he goes in the law here. Goes to life. Goes to life.
2K or take.
No, he's just going to guard point out of it.
Yep. And restand the blocker.
Okay, so now has 3 blockers.
That's why I said you probably should swing at the wall. But he doesn't know about that card, right?
No, I don't think Mark's ever had to play against that one. Most people haven't, actually. It's a new tech card, I think, for law decks.
Well, I know
One
Green
cost.
deck has like spider webs to rest. So,
Okay.
Or unrest. So here comes a
7. This is a take. He hasn't used any of these blockers.
Porter's getting risky.
Yeah, but I think he's got to feel pretty safe with 3 blockers here. And, okay, it just says here's your 2 cards from hand, and he's gonna pass back with these 3 blockers. I think he's thinking he can go on the offensive.
He
Maybe.
could have blocked and gave him a 2K instead, though, instead of just giving him an extra 1K.
That's what I'm thinking too. Like, why would you? Yeah, I don't know why he's giving up so much resources here. Interesting play. Yeah, you're right. He could have just blocked and given 2K. He got 3 blockers. Did he forget what these Trafalgar Laws do? It's either that or he's so desperate to get all Trafalgar Law board. Like, he didn't want to take any chance that he'd lose a Trafalgar Law.
6K?
Coming in for life. Imagine. Or to go on board. 2K Sanji gets it out of hand, so the one that he knew about's gone. Here comes 9. Or is it 8? Is this a 5?
It's 9.
It's 9, yeah. 9, 2 life. That's a take.
He's trying to do gravel math.
I feel like he knows that this is going to be game.
9999.
Yeah. Different than the slot machines. Usually it's 777.
Yeah.
But he's going to go 999. 9. 9.
Well, he went 69999.
Yes. You got to start with a 6 always. And that math you always got to start. All right, that one's a take from Mark.
Could be more.
Could be a 9 here.
9.
I think he
gravel
did-
1K.
Gravity Bind 1K.
That's
Oh,
a-
no!
Does he have it?
He discarded his entire hand for that, and he's like, no, I don't have it. I don't have it. Wow! Porter reading the hand pretty well with that offensive Trafalgar Law swing.
Oh.
That was law, swing, law, swing, law, swing, law,
But if he
swing.
would have had it, right?
Hmm?
If he would have grabbed the giant instead of the Luffy,
That's true. Yes.
he would have.
He'd had a counter for this turn.
Yeah, and lived.
Yes. Oh, that's
He
great.
could because he could
Yes,
he could have
back
made
to-
him out with
Yeah.
dumping his hand for that 1K swing for the 9K that he
Yeah,
and
no,
then-
no, come back here and let them know what you're talking about, because you're talking about the very first search from the Zoro, right?
Yeah.
He had the opportunity to grab something. We saw that the Gum Gum Giant was in hand. He went for the 10 cost. Telecasting was like, I'm going to try and end the game with this. Wrong pickup, Kinetic. Wrong pickup on that one. You should have picked up that Gum Gum Giant, because that would have legitimately saved you this turn, and there's no way Porter blocks out of that. Like, he gets to restand
he
one.
used all his.
Yeah.
He doesn't get to restand any.
Doesn't. Oh, that's right, because the card, he already used the card, so he wouldn't. Yeah, you're right. He wouldn't be able to restand me.
Yeah, he would use all his non because so what he would have done there, right? You
Go
seen how he countered out of the 9K with all those cards, and then Porter was like, "Oh, I can win by." If he would have gravelled out of that, right? Had the gravel out of that, pitch that card, draw 2 cards, get a 1K, counter out, and then go to his turn. Porter has 0 blockers because he used all his Don and all his on his character's swing.
That's
So
true.
Porter just loses.
Yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, 100% right. Great analysis. Guys, that's going to do it for this fun round. Next, we're going to get into 2 rounds of this competitive championship series. It was 3 rounds. I do apologize. I can only give you 2 rounds of content. The RCQ kind of bled into the coverage, so I lost an hour of footage that I could have gotten because I was taking care of stuff with the RCQ. So I'm going to tell you right now, the first round, the winners of the first round that we got in here, Porter is going to be on camera first, and he was able to win his first round. So he's going to be on camera representing himself to try and see if he can go back-to-back wins. He's hoping. He was happy last week when he won his first big event to get massive points, but now he's back again to try and see if he can KO another one of these things and maybe potentially become leader. We'll see. He's got some good, tough competition, though, because Greg is in the field, too, and just 1 point ahead of him this week. So we're going to find out at the end of this game who's in the MVP spot and what's up. But we have 2 more games left. Best of 1 coming your way for the championship series. Stay tuned. But right now, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Humbro Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D, with me.
Marcus.
And we are here for the actual championship series part of our gameplay. As we said a couple times already in the stream, first round did not get filmed. We were doing so much with the actual RCQ for the modern event that day that the first round did not get filmed. Porter was able to win his match and get himself on the table here against Mark. I think it was Porter and Greg won both their matches, and they're going to be in here. No, Mark was actually able to beat Greg in this one. If I remember correctly, Mark was able to win off camera on this one. So Mark going to go head to head, and our current undefeateds right now are Porter and Mark. We have a Shanks deck versus a blue-black Usopp deck. Have you seen this deck in action?
Oh, blue black Usopp? Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of card draw.
Yeah, a lot of card draw, a lot of advantage, a lot of things we're going to get through. Great story. This is Kinetic Carnage. Didn't you say you were able to actually finally beat the Blackbeard for the first time ever? I think that was what he said. It's like he was able to actually finally beat the Blackbeard matchup. Because it wasn't on camera, right?
Yeah, no.
Some people have some luck sometimes. I don't think it is a camera-related thing, because we had a player yesterday who just seemingly couldn't win on camera and then won in the most crucial round to get into the top 4. So just keep playing. It'll happen, guys. Sometimes you just have some bad luck. And that it sucks when it's on camera, but sometimes you get to learn from that. And like, if you were paying attention, Kinetic, next time grab the Gum Gum. Don't grab that 10 cost Luffy and think that you're going to be able to lock it in, which arguably early game you don't know where it's going to go, but we do know that if you would have got that. Roger for the win would have been nice. I'd love to see that one, because we have seen that on camera at least one time, baby, one time. But we're going to see Mark's deck and Porter's deck face to face in this round. This one, a really quick one here, blink and you miss it kind of matchup, because we do have some fast deck lists to go over. Let's see what we're going to be watching today.
So you're the red.
Oh yeah, I am the red guy for when it comes to One Piece. I love playing red decks, and I love this deck. As soon as this deck got announced, I was like, I'm all in on Shanks. I'm all in. I saw some crazy good cards. These those that don't know, the first time they might have seen this Shanks deck, really good, strong leader. This is a once per turn on your opponent's turn. You can give one character on your opponent's field minus 1,000 after an attack. That means I can give anything on the field minus 1,000 after an attack. I don't have to give the attacker minus 1,000. This matters because there's certain cards in specific decks. I don't think it's in this one. No, not in this one. There is certain cards in here, little 2 cost, I think Red Hawk, I believe is what it's called, that requires that you give plus 3k to your leader and then or character, and then you KO a 4,000 or less character. So sometimes a really neat trick that we see from the Shanks decks, they like to minus 1,000 from the 5,000 power character, and then use the 2 cost counter to KO that and block out of the actual attack. Really good ability. This one really nice. It's almost like he's a 6k at least once, 1 attack per turn. That's what it always feels like. Gotta be really careful. You don't get any lucky just 5 to 5 life attacks. You know, you always got to dedicate Dawn if you want to make sure that you're going to get something out of your opponent. So more often than not, Shanks' ability is actually activated on a simple 5k. That's trying to test the hand. It's like, no, I'll just negate that attack. Uses hockey, says no for that turn. So you got to be really careful. It's one of those things that just it can negate a single attack each turn, which can add up to some really good offensive plays towards the late end. During the early stages, we're going to see plays maybe like a Building Snake to help set up for some of these removal spells or removal characters, so like Ben Beckman, Silver's Rayleigh. You got Yasop here, which is a great combination with this leader. He gives the character his leader plus 1,000 for the turn. So now he has that ability to reduce by 1,000 once and also at 6k. So dedicating a lot of Dawn, unfortunately, on that turn, you gotta have to if you want to get through. But you gotta get through walls like this. This one, Lucky Roo, absolutely outstanding. KO, this is a leader locked blocker, probably arguably one of the better blockers in the game here. When this thing dies, it kills a 6,000 base power or less. What does that mean? It means you can't dedicate Dawn to get out of things. You can't, if the character's base power 6,000, it is gone on the KO ability. So really good ability against a lot of different cards.
That also means you can't minus for the effect either.
Absolutely. So there's no manipulation for the high cost, but it definitely dodges people like loading up, because you've seen a lot of people with the option to load up the Dawn on the character just to prevent that card we just talked about from occurring. You can't do that against Lucky Roo. Lucky Roo is going to pop it, and it just demands using an answer. So usually you're going to see this thing just pop some early game blockers or early game plays. Really good, just a 1-for-1 type of KO effect. Mind you, it is on KO. You can get around it with cards like Ben Beckman, which is often played against Lucky Brew quite a bit. I gotta say, as a person seeing this, I think that honestly these two must have been head-to-head quite a bit. That they didn't see it off camera.
Yeah.
But these two just beating heads because he trashes a 6,000 power less. So it means he trashes it means that the KO doesn't happen. And you don't get that KO trigger ability. But very good, because this actually avoids a lot of different card effects that say you can't KO me. Kind of like the Burgess or whatnot. But this one is a character with 6,000 power, so you can manipulate it in any way you want to. So, great answer to Burgess in the early game. Not towards late. You're going to have to do some reduction. But he has reduction in this deck, and he has ways to do that. You can't play these back-to-back, but you can play some of these to help with the reduction cost for that Ben Beckman play here. We have the card that a lot of people have been just absolute staple since it's been printed in one of our Legends boxes here. That he was a manga, great manga here, and the cheapest manga for some reason, even though he sees more play than more of the arguably more than any manga we've seen printed yet. Nami or Sabo? Sabo, yeah, definitely saw some extra. The Nami and the Sabo, I think, are the only ones that arguably could be deemed more.
Zoro?
The Green Zoro? It's a 1 of, 2 of in some decks.
Sees play.
Yeah, sees play. But I'd say like in red decks, this is almost a staple. Where Zoro's like a deck choice, if you will.
Yeah.
So this one on play reduces one character by 2,000 and another character by 3,000 until the next turn. So if you want to weaken their next attack, you can absolutely do that. You can do it to active players. But also you get to KO up to one character of 3,000 power or less. So that means on play it can KO a 6k character just with its own ability. It can KO a 5k character with 2, and then we have -3 to something
How do
else.
things take 6Ks?
Yeah. Oh, I know, right? But we're going to talk about one that hates 8Ks here next. This one, a really cool card added from OP10. Divine Departure with the perfect art of Shanks KOing Kid. This is brilliant because most kids in the game, believe it or not, 8k power.
Hey, we never seen a body.
He KO'd it. This one's a really nice counter or removal. So if it's a counter, it's only cost 1, so it gives you that nice little guard point capability for a nice little 3,000 defense for 1. Or you can rest 5 Dawn, so make essentially 6 cost here. You can KO up to your opponent's character as 8,000 power or less.
Gets,
So, yeah.
Against gets rid of that kid.
Get that kid going out of some of these block decks. So if you can get rid of their blockers and then tap into this, KO that kid, it's perfect. It works out because a lot of the cards in here are for use as kid are 8k. Also, can't talk about him without seeing him. I love it. Tony Chopper.
That's Sanji.
Oh, okay. This one is a 6k blocker on your opponent's turn, but also a 2k counter in hand. The versatility of this card is insane. OP10 gave us access to this, and I'm like, dude, this has to be in like every red deck. It's too good not to. It's a 2k counter with the ability to, if necessary, I have a blocker. Great answers. And you have 2k counters that have sometimes utility. This Otama here, 2k, and can reduce power on play. But after it's on play, what's it doing? It's just sitting here. Maybe for an Otama slap in a late games here. This one looks like a little trying to do the best of both worlds here. This would indicate to me this is a control build, and this right here tells me this is a rush build. As we're dedicating a lot to the top end here. 3 dragons for rush, 4 shanks that have a accumulation of 10 or 1,000 reduction to all your opponent's characters. It does stack. And they have 2 of these. It's minus 2,000 all their characters, and it is permanent as long as it's on the field. So you're gonna have to dedicate some Dawn.
Just imagine 4 mount. Just minus 4k to
If you got 4 out, well, how you have won the game? Like just seeing 3 is like
don't be locked.
yes, you'd have to be. Like you'd have to be some kind of luck to be able to avoid this because having too many of them, it's just like your powerful creatures are no longer that powerful. And of course, I'd be amiss if I didn't talk about the Goldie Roger one of. We've seen it win on camera. I think this card's amazing. I think all red decks should be playing at least 1 copy. It can win games, ladies and gentlemen. It literally can just win out of nowhere. It wins against the Blackbeard matchup, which I wouldn't be too surprised if this is what actually gave Kinetic the Carnage the win off camera. Given the fact that you have to play against those 10 cost Blackbeards.
Oh, yeah.
Those things, you can wall up a Blackbeard all day, but if you're at 0 life or your opponent's at 0 life, it says use that Blackbeard, I dare you, because you lose the game if you do. All right, this one's going up against the Blue Black Usopp or God Usopp. You want to tell me about it?
All right, so yeah, I mean, he has a static ability that gives all your Dressrosa type characters will cost a 2 or more plus 1 cost, which is
Very relevant.
it's semi-relevant.
It's anti-black, but it's also in the deck. Very relevant.
Yes. Oh, relevant for 1 card. But
Yeah, but relevant because it's necessary for you want to make sure that we'll get to the card in a minute. But go ahead.
Then during your opponent's turn, once per turn, this effect can be activated when your Dressrosa type character is removed from the field by your opponent's effect, or KO'd. If you have 5 or less cards in hand, draw a card.
Yeah.
Real good.
So turning most of the attacks of people going board state into a draw card, so long as you kept your hand at a decent size, gives you early access to the countering out of hand. Really isn't that much of a detriment when you know that you're probably going to get some card advantage back after they kill some of
And
your
then,
characters.
all your blockers just say, all your first blocker, in your turn just says, I get a draw card too now.
Yeah. So one of the things I was talking about the one cost here is the Rebecca, because on play,
Yep.
this one requires you have an 8 cost or more. What's nice is if you're playing an Usopp, it itself is an 8 cost, so it automatically procs itself. 8 or more, you get to draw a card, then reveal up to 2 Dressrosa type character cards with a cost of 7 or less, other than Rebecca. From your hand, play one of the revealed cards rested and one of them active. So you get 1 4 cost and you get to play the other one. So 7 and a 4, really good, because you get cards.
Well,
really,
the 7 costs or less can't be Rebecca, but the 4 costs or less can be Rebecca.
it can be. I think it doesn't limit it to Dressrosa type. Right? It is 2 Dressrosa type, right? 2 Dressrosa type. Yeah. So the other one can be the 4 cost, the 1 cost Rebecca.
Or the 4 costs, but if you play it, but I don't think
he is playing that one. Yeah, that one's not in this deck here. So one of the 7 costs that we want to talk about. This one first, the Kyros, really nice. On play, return a character that costs 5 or less to its owner's hand. Nice little bounce tempo play for a nice little 9,000 body on top of it.
Oh yeah.
And arguably one of the better win cons, and the thing that keeps this deck from decking out, because it is a real problem with the way that this deck mills through its deck here. You got to be really careful. Monkey D. Luffy, the Dressrosa Straw Hat on black. This character cannot be also attack active characters. Yeah, that's huge. It's huge. So you have the ability to attack anything that's you can attack into a blocker and say, I'm going to force you to block out of this. Or you can attack into other characters that might be trying to restand themselves to protect themselves. Nope, you're not protecting yourself against Luffy. And this one also, once per turn, you may return 7 cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck in any order so that this character is active. Then this character cannot become active during your refresh phase. This means you get potentially 2 attacks, but it has to be rested.
Yes.
However, you can, if you have a large yard, you can do it twice.
Yeah.
You can restand it again, but not attack again. You can only attack twice because you can't. You can only do this once per turn.
Yeah.
But you can restand it, and then it's that refresh is doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Got around it. I got rid of 14, and now I have a nice little 7, whatever bounce man attack here.
Yeah.
Great cards here. Let's see.
The stage is what you want to look for because they always want to find stage.
This one heavily reliant on stage here.
Yep.
It needs it because a lot of these cards rely on resting your leader or stage, and preferably the stage is when you want to rest. You want your leader to get some attacks in. But if your leader is a Dressrosa type, your Dressrosa type characters can attack characters on the turn in which they are played. So pseudo rush. Yeah, pseudo rush. You get to attack characters, not life, but you get to attack characters. So really strong. Especially when you can attack active characters with Luffy.
Oh, yeah.
Combo's pretty strong here. But you basically get to give most of these cards some.
It's like they came out in the same set.
Jozu here, a really nice one. I love this one. What's this one do?
So it's like another template play like Kuro. So 6 or 7. Okay. On play, you can return one of your other characters to your hand to return one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 6 or less to their hand.
Nice little tempo play that you get to reuse some of the actual on-play abilities that you get from a lot of these.
Oh, yeah.
Roronoa Zoro, a really good card in this one. You may rest one of your Dressrosa type leaders of stages, like we were talking about. You need one of the stage to be able to activate this. KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. Trash 2 cards on the top of your deck. So feeding it into that trash that you're going to need to feed the Luffy, but then you don't want to do it too much because you want to make sure you can stay in the game. And one of the things that's really neat that I like to talk to people about is the low amount of Gum Gum Red Rocks and King Kong guns here, which are great removal. This one probably arguably the best because it just takes any character, no restrictions whatsoever. You can bottom deck it. This will answer all the shanks, the big answers. Bruhang, good to see you. Thank you for coming back and the exclamation point join.
And because you have like Luffy and stuff, you know, you'll put it
Yeah.
back on the bottom, and then
Exactly.
maybe you can get
Draw back
to it.
into it. Yeah, you only need so many characters. That's what I love about this deck. It turbos through itself so fast that you can actually re-see this. Scene 2, you could actually play 4 in one game. It's absolutely insane. Gum King Kong Gun. This is arguably, I love that he's only a one of, but this is probably one of the more powerful.
Well, yeah, this is a one up because it's a finisher. This
Yeah.
is what you're going to use to actually win the game.
Absolutely. More often than not, he said he's used it sometimes as a cleanup card, but I think honestly, if you're playing this thing, you're going for game here. So up to one of your Dressrosa type characters gain plus 6,000. It means you can even give Rebecca a 10k swing, which is pretty impressive. Then if you have 15 or more cards in your trash, this card gains double attack, which means it goes for 2 life if it comes in here.
Remember, giving that to Luffy,
Yeah, is a
Wait.
13.
13, double attacking twice.
Yes.
If you-
Yeah, because you have to have 15
Yep.
just to get the double attack. And you can technically just zero someone out of the game just with one attack, or one the attachments to Luffy for 3.
Yep.
Yeah, if you have the yard and it's there, which this deck does very well, that's how you KO your opponent. Super powerful deck. This thing's been seen a lot of play. It is a Dolphy eater, from what I understand. So if you guys are in a Dolphy heavy meta, your local area is playing a lot of Dolphy, blue Dolphy decks, this is a great answer to it. This is a great deck you should pick up. Very good deck. Very, very consistent. But the only issue is the reliance on stage, guys. I feel like that is probably the biggest issue this deck has as a weakness. It relies on it too heavily. Now, it can win without it. It's just, would you have decks that rely too heavily on certain cards?
I mean, that's why in the other version of Blue Black Dressrosa, we had the Rebecca leader, which used the stage 2, but because your leader couldn't attack, so resting it wouldn't really matter.
Exactly, yeah. So, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. That was one of, I love that lore accurate. You guys have seen the Dressrosa arc. She didn't ever attack. She just kept defensive and let people just fall into the water. So, all right, let's get into this round. Round 1, or that we're covering, is technically round 2 of this championship series. Porter versus Mark. Our 2 undefeated players here. Rolling the dice. 7 for Mark. And 9 for Porter. Porter's going to do the choice. Imagine he takes, what do you say, the play?
Probably second.
And he can go on the play.
I think it's second because you want to play stage and then play
Yeah.
the searcher.
Yeah, and what we're seeing right now, he has stage in hand. So Porter's insta-keep right here. Insta-keep.
Oh yeah.
For life, we'll see if Mark likes his hand here. Still judging. I like what he's got here. He's got enough early curve plays and a lot of good answers here, but Mark also very happy with his hand. We'll see. I don't know how much Mark has had practice against this blue-black Luffy here. I'm sorry, blue-black Usopp. Got Usopp. Thank you. Good catch. Sniper King. What do you want me to say? I'm sorry, I screwed up. Here comes stage. Here comes stage.
He decided to go first.
I would have gone first, 100% in this one. Get him off there. Tonight card says he wouldn't be very happy with his hand, but he's happy. He's happy. 2 Dawn turn. Can't do much on this turn. We'll see if he does play the Searcher, which is nice.
Or
So, no Udo Search, though, for the starting play. All right, pass him back. Porter at 3.
6K.
Instantly coming 6K.
and then it's gonna be a blocker play after that.
All right, just going to take for this early likely a blocker play here. Keeps him with a perfect hand count because even if he blocks with this, he gets a draw card.
Yeah.
Gets to protect that coveted 4 life, but also make sure that he gets resources out of it. Each one of his cards basically works as like that new Sanji, the nice one that says 1 KO, do you draw a card?
Oh yeah.
But he turns every single one of his cards into that. All right, 5K swing. This is something he can do against Luffy, but yep. Instant block from Porter just to get the card advantage.
Giroux? 4? Right?
Come on.
Nope.
Oh, 2020 Chopper. All right, has a nice little 6K swing. I love this thing because people can sometimes try to load up the 6, and all you got to do is negate the leader, negate the attack.
Oh yeah.
Just really good. Really good. All right, here comes that first 6K.
It's gonna be the thing, right? Negate and block.
Yeah, I don't think he has to worry about too much rushing here, except into characters, of course. But, yep, using leader ability. Cavendish can attack characters, so Cavendish is going to go into the 6K to 6K, asking for 1. See if Mark actually has some counter in hand, because we haven't seen him have to dedicate any counter yet.
Just a simple 1K.
I 100% would. There you go. Yasop, the 1K counter. Back to Mark
You can
at
play
6.
Yasop this turn. Does he have another one?
I don't know. I don't think he's like he said. He wasn't too happy with the hand, so maybe he doesn't have much counter in hand. Because taking that first hit for 6 might have been an indication to Porter that he's got a kind of a weak hand. Mark gonna have to be careful.
I mean, but you're a 5 life against a 4 life. Taking the first hit is fine.
Mhm.
It's probably the normal what you're gonna do if you're, a regular 5 life leader.
Sure. And right now, Mark, did you see how big his hand was?
6, 7.
It was like 7, 8 cards in hand.
Luffy.
Here comes the rushing Luffy.
Is this gonna be 7 to Cavendish?
Could be, because when on attack, he gets to take 1 Rested Dawn, attach it to any character or leader. So here's the attack. Are we going to get it attached to itself for leader? Itself. Here comes 7. Going for Cavendish. Asks for 2. Gets 2 out of hand. There's Toy Soldier.
6. Try to get 1.
6 into Cavendish, trying to get 1. All right. Like I said, early game counter really easy for this deck because he wants to keep his hand at round 5. And on that, as a blue deck, he has pudding, right?
Yeah.
So Mark not using much counter from hand in the early stages could be his own downside. Because if he gets pudding here,
It's only 1 pudding, so
it's 1 pudding that you can cycle back to multiple times with how fast this deck goes. Here we go. Cavendish going to be attacking Luffy. Oh,
Second
going to lead. Asking for 2.
drawing 2, trash 1.
But yeah, getting that excellent turbo engine here from Cavendish. Draw 2, discard. Draw 2, discard. Looks like we're going to use leader ability and block out. Here comes the 7 cost. Here comes Rebecca. Gets to draw a card, reveal 2. We're going to see that the ramp out here. Kyros, the 7 cost choice. And the 4. Leo. Yes, little Leo.
Little searcher.
Mm-hmm. Can't search yet because it needs to rest stage. Does it need to rest itself too? Or just
No,
stage?
Just stage.
Okay, so can get the search on actually. So, alright, Kyro's gonna bounce that Rush Luffy. Interesting choice because the Rush Luffy can come back out, but it is a higher cost.
Yeah, it's more Dawn investment.
Mm-hmm. Going to
It's-
use a stage effect with the Leo to look. Gets 2. Jesus, so many cards from here. Gets Zoro and a Rebecca
And now
from that.
you can swing into the chopper with the Kyros.
That's fair. Absolutely. I mean, might as well. It's not like it's doing anything else, and I don't think he has to worry about too much about someone coming in to attack it. So Kyros going into the Tony Chopper. Yep, asking for 2.
No, asking
Mark?
for
7 to 6.
9.
No, it's a 9. That's right. It's a 9. Oh, my bad. I'm thinking of Josu. You're right. He's asking for a lot more. Here
Yeah.
comes Life. He's already used leader ability, so he has to use the 1K Udo to counter out of that. Leader ability was used to save for that Tony Chopper Cavendish attack. Back here should be the 8 Dawn turn here for Mark. We know he's got Luffy in hand.
Does he have a Rayleigh?
I say Rayleigh would be really good right now. He needs to start cleaning up the board. Looks like he does have a Rayleigh in hand from what I can see, but look how fat that hand is. I'm nervous as all get out for Mark here. He has not dedicated a lot of hands to countering. That hand looks super fat. Like he wants to play for the late game. And if Porter sees that 1-up pudding, it's going to be a chaotic hand to discard here. Alright, Mark of the Tank. What are you thinking?
I feel like that Leo is short for this world, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, you definitely don't want to give Leo too many activations. All he has to do is keep resting stage and keep searching.
Oh, yeah.
And Porter's deck is a draw.
Well, it's an own
engine
play, so you have to find a way to
bounce it back.
Yeah. Which was if he has a Jozu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We know he has copies. Mark really trying to think about how to navigate this one. Not a lot of great answers here. I don't know how many cards in hand for Porter here.
He was looking at a Yasop.
Interesting. Okay, this is the 8 Dawn turn. If he goes Yasop, that leaves him with 3. He's tapping 4, looks like. Maybe a Lucky Room? No, tapping 5. Maybe he is going for the Yasop.
Tapping 8.
8. Okay, so this could be the Rayleigh play. Or a Dragon play.
Both are good.
Yep, here comes a Rayleigh.
So
He can KO the Cavendish.
No, I think he -3 the Kairos, -2 the Cavendish, and swing into the Cavendish with lead.
Okay, and then KO the Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gets Leo out of the way. Porter gonna get the draw. Is at the right hand size here, but now we have a 5K swing into Cavendish.
4K. So asking for a 2K.
Yep, needs a 2 to respond. Gets it. Sabo 2K going back to Porter here.
Yep. But now these are still reduced on Porter's turn.
Mm-hmm. So he has to dedicate some Dawn if he wants to get some excessive attacks. Curios going to be the easiest one to attack a 6. Unfortunately, Cavendish not going to be able to attack unless he dedicates some Dawn. It looks like he's sorting out some Dawn for those attacks. We're going to see where it goes. 4 and 4. He should be at the 9 Dawn
it's
turn.
5
here.
and
Oh, it is 5. There we go. I was going to say. All right,
6.
6. Easy swing.
4. -1 and 1K.
Can. If I was Mark, I'd be getting rid of cards on my hand. All right, gets 2K. Didn't even need to use leader ability yet. Saving it. Smart. Smart. You want to be really careful when you use it here. Here comes 6K Rebecca. No, here comes 6K Cavendish. Gonna draw 2, discard 1. Lots of card advantage in here. Discards Zoro. Not a lot of targets for Zoro right now. Needs a so the Zoro KO it. I'm playing that there. Use leader ability Yasop. Here comes Rebecca.
For
Big swing 6.
6 takes.
All right, second time Marcus had to take it from life here. Here we
Another
go.
6.
Another 6 for life. Leaving 4 open.
This is gonna be.
It's a pudding play. It's a pudding play. I can just feel it. I can feel it in my zone.
No,
Oh,
blocker.
Frankie blocker. Okay.
That will get back a blocker when he
Yeah,
blocks.
when he blocks with it. Yeah, it's so true. Man. All right, back to Mark here. 10 Dawn turn. What do we got? We need right now. I would desperately want an ace.
Let me.
Shanks. One Shanks.
Give me another Rayleigh. Let me play 2 Rayleighs back to back.
All right, Rayleigh's not terrible here. Here comes a 9. Now he has to
6.
play something that's less than 9. Shank's not a great option here. 6 going where? 6 going where?
It has to be Rebecca, right?
Could be Rebecca. I mean, this is why I'd love to see a Shanks right here. Because now I can get 3 different swings, clean up this board, and get that constant reduction. Building Snake. All right, going to reduce the power of the Curios. So now give it an option for him to be able to remove it in 2 ways next Sunday.
Does he have the Rayleigh now?
Good. Here comes 8.
Yep.
With 1 open. Another Rayleigh. Blue back. Love this alt art here.
It's gonna
This
KO
one's going to KO the Rayleigh.
Yep, and then -2 to the Cavendish.
That makes the most sense to me. Yep. -2 to the Cavendish here.
And then swing 5.
5 into
Or
Cavendish.
6, depending if you don't have a.
Like, I think personally I would use Shanks into Rebecca because Rebecca rarely gets defended, and then I go Rayleigh into Cavendish. It's like one of those things where like you want to remember what they want
He
to
still has
protect.
a blocker, which is.
Well, yeah, it'll eat the blocker. Rayleigh will get the block. Here comes 6 into Cavendish. Okay. I mean, personally, I just like a nice simple 5 into Rebecca. No one cares. Rebecca's a 4K, so
Yeah.
it's not like they're going to dedicate much to it, and then they have to dedicate something to the Rayleigh swing.
Yeah, Porter going for the block.
Okay, a block and a 2K counter out.
Interesting.
Okay. No, just block and eat his hand size down. He's trying to get it down there because he wants to make sure he can get the draw. So, interesting play here.
Yeah,
he counters
I've
out
done it
just so he
before,
get a draw.
too. I've done it before too.
Oh yeah. This one gonna get the Leo back too.
When I was playing blue yellow queen,
Yeah.
I did it against Spencer quite a bit. It's like, oh, I will over counter.
Yeah.
No reason.
No reason. I mean, this one under countered. It was just so he could get cards out of his hand. Jozu hit the bin from the draw effect from the Leo, which was returned from the by the blocker Frankie here. Here comes 8K. Imagine this one's going into Cavendish. What do you think?
Yes, it's definitely going to the Cavendish.
You've got to get rid of this draw engine because Porter just cycling through his deck like crazy. Like right now, Mark is dangerously in range of a Luffy play with that event that we still haven't seen yet, and he's gone through half his deck, so there's a good chance he has it.
And he can play it, but hopefully he has an answer to it.
Yeah, he's gonna need one. All right. Oh,
Oh,
big
whoa.
counter out from Porter. Porter value in this Cavendish pretty high, but also filling up the yard for potentially what we might see as a Luffy play. Or could see a pudding play because Mark really hasn't done much with his hand. Huge, huge hand here. But 10 Dawn turn for Porter.
So let's say, yeah, he could-
7 for Luffy. No, looks like he's stacking it all up. I don't think he has any 10 drops. I don't remember seeing any 10
No,
drops.
there's no 10. The highest is 7.
Mm-hmm.
But he can. He's gonna do the 6K with the Cavendish too.
Mm-hmm. Still getting some use on his Cavendish. Draw 2, discard.
Oh, there's a-
pudding. Discarding.
Oh, he has another one in his hand.
Oh, okay. That would definitely be it. And he has the event too.
Will he want to play it?
Not yet. I think he wants to do this as a closer. Well, maybe to get out here.
Yeah.
And then next turn to play as a closer.
Yeah. Ooh.
8K using Bad Manners Kick Course to counter out of a 6K swing. Not what you want to see. I don't like discarding 3 for a 1, which is essentially just needed 2K. But got 2 cards on a hand, which is
Or
could
he-
potentially be good for him.
You could have minus and then gave him a 1 also, instead of getting rid of the.
Yeah, but I think maybe Mark's playing around the pudding. Maybe. Either that or just trying to protect his life here. Here comes Rebecca for 6. No longer able to play the Luffy. Has to take this one.
4 cards in
Man.
hand.
Okay, here we go. 8. 2K counter from the draw.
And
Here
then-
comes blocker Bartolomeo. It's not looking good for Mark here. Let's see what he does to respond here. Definitely needs to go board cleanup. This Cavendish no longer at 4K, so that dice needs to go away. Ben Beckman could be an answer to it. I think Porter is low enough on hand size, so he shouldn't get a draw from this.
No, Porter's definitely get a draw.
Will he?
Yeah.
All right. Not an easy turn for Mark to navigate here. Ben Beckman, get rid of the Cavendish.
I don't see a way to get out of it.
No.
Because he could definitely clear the board. That's not the issue. The
No,
issue
because
is-
a leader 15K swing.
yes.
Even with the minus reduction, I don't think there's enough cards in his hand. And the hits he was taking as an indication doesn't have much counter. He's pretty much told Porter, I don't have much. I don't have anything to really counter out of this hand.
And since Usopp hasn't taken a hit yet, he can't try to swing in and see if he just goes down to 0 for the cards,
Yeah, right?
and then play like a Roger to win the game.
I mean, he's at 0 life, but there's nothing
Yeah, there's
that really
no-
matters. Like, yeah, you could play the Roger here, but it doesn't. It's just not the winning strategy. All right, looks like he's going to probably wall up here. No, going 3 costs of the lime juice here. Lime juice going to be able to rest the Bartolomeo. Seldom gets used, but it is a card that you can do. Here comes 5. Get himself a Rush Luffy.
4 attacks, but
Is it going to be enough? I doubt it.
no, because he has 4 life. He hasn't taken a hit yet. That's
All right, 7.
that.
Where's it going? That life. No, he's just... Okay. You can Porter with an easy take here.
Porter can just take all these.
Yeah. Rested Dawn.
7.
7K swing here. Porter just going to take. He knows he's in a commanding position.
Ooh,
Dawn's...
no, that's a King Kong right there.
Oh, okay. The one of... Let's see if he uses it. Could set him up for a death turn next turn.
Yeah, that goes on Cavendish and just.
Kinetic Carnage basically in the chat telling us that he didn't feel like he was in a winning position, so he just said, screw it, I'll go life and end the game. Like, he didn't feel like he was in a winning position because there's no way he could come back from it. Didn't have the blockers, didn't have the counter in hand. He'd already kind of telecasted to Porter that it was really letting counter. So let's see if Porter sees it.
I mean,
The best attack he can do right now is a Cavendish alt life. Load up 10 on Cavendish.
what? No, you can do 3 for 6K on Cavendish.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You didn't use it.
Yeah, that's
So that's
12
12k.
plus another 7.
That's 19 double damage.
Yeah, while you're at 0.
Yeah, yeah. It's a casual 19. We're gonna see Porter come out with a big swing, Cavendish. We are 19k. He asks, "Do you have it?" Of course, just
Hey, guys.
drawing just because he can.
Hey, you
It's
might
like
know,
before. I didn't think he had.
Zero
Wow.
counter.
Ace, I would say Shanks, Ben Beckman.
No,
Oh,
he has
no
1K.
counter.
No, he has
1K.
1K.
Good grief. Holy crap. Okay, that is round 1. Or 2, excuse me. We're going to go into final match of the day. I was going to go back to back, but I'm sorry, I do have to take a quick break. I have to go to the bathroom, guys. We'll take a quick break. We'll get into our last match, and from there, we'll open up the last 2 packs, because that is going to do it for the stream today after this next match here. So let us get to that. Let me go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back, guys. But we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to get the board set up here, get the wheel ready, because stay tuned. Porter and Greg going to be head-to-head. One of these winners is going to go home with 3 points, because both of them already played previously on Tuesday, and one of them could take a commanding lead within the leaderboard. We're going to find out what that leaderboard is going to look like after this quick break while I go to the
Yeah,
bathroom.
commanding lead since they're only Greg is 1 point ahead.
1 point ahead. I mean, it's commanding's a little bit of a stretch. You're right. You're right. All right, guys, we'll be right back.
Game over.
back to Humble Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D, with me.
Marcus.
And I do apologize about that, guys. Sometimes nature calls. We're going to get into our last round in this matchup between Greg and Porter. Head-to-head, both of them right now in competition for the MVP slot. So, Greg currently in the lead for this matchup. Porter trying in second place, trying to get into the lead, trying to get some extra points and squeeze in because he wants that coveted MVP prize. We're going to find out which one of these two players come down because we have another great matchup with the Draw Everything Usopp versus the Teach Us Is No.
Yeah. If 10 drop Teach comes down, he says, you don't get to use that leader ability.
Yeah, you can stop doing that now. You can stop drawing cards. No more card advantage because one's going to be drawing a lot of cards, the other one's going to be discarding a lot of cards. So we're going to find out, does drawing discarding pay off here with the no on plays? Because one of the things that this deck can do, we'll talk about it more, it can stop the Rebecca plays.
Yeah, Rebecca's, Heroes, who else? So you have the Searchers, you have Zoro
Yep.
is on play.
Yeah. A lot of great options. Let's get into the deck list, guys. Let's talk about our finals matchup between these two titans of the industry.
So we did not see the Luffy at all.
No, not once did we see the Luffy. We saw him discard it.
Yeah.
I don't one of the effects for here, but this is the Usopp deck. This one going back over the leader ability here. It gives all the Dressrosa type characters plus that are 2 or cost or more, 1 more additional cost. Important for Rebecca, essentially. And it also helps sometimes against removal. So if you're playing up against other black decks, that +1 can matter, and sometimes with the math. So, but really, this is besides purple black Luffy, I think, and maybe some Luchi players still. Maybe it's not played as prevalently, but it's still around. It's not a dead deck, just not near as good with Ice Age now being the ban list
And Gecko.
and Gecko being gone. Yeah, you got double hit. That's right. This one has a neat ability that says this effect can be activated when your Dressrosa type character is removed from the field or KO'd. If you have 5 or less cards in hand, draw a card. So turning your blockers into draw effects, you're turning everything into a draw effect.
If they KO it, if they trash it, if they bottom deck it, if they put it back in your hand.
Yeah. Captain, all right, who's winning right now? Usopp is winning with Porter, who's currently 2-0 going into this round. And thank you for the exclamation point, Join. Good to see you. Yeah, we have right now, Porter is dominating the event right now with the most wins going to the top table here. And playing with Usopp, but he's going to be playing up against a matchup where he thinks it's an easy win. I'm not going to lie. He thinks that this is a pretty easy win.
You think so? The Blackbeard?
Yeah. I don't know. I think that if the Blackbeard player knows that he needs to start countering essentially after 6 Dawn, that's best. That's it. Like, everything else behind this thing, maybe you get a Leo stop, but there's really not a lot you really care about in the early stages. But pudding's a late game play. I mean, yeah. But this is Usopp. Thank you, Little Pancake. Yep. Let's go. His opponent, Greg, on Marshall D. Teach. We did go over this deck quite extensively right before the last round here, so we're going to go into the new deck here that hasn't seen the light of day today.
I hate it.
On-play effects are negated if you play Blackbeard, so no on-plays. Just kind of like restricting the way the deck construction is supposed to go. This one, activate main, you may trash 1 card from your hand, and your opponent's on-play effects are negated too. So, by costing 1 card from his hand, he makes everybody new effects. Usopp just needs to keep playing bodies. You know, that is a good strategy for this deck. Making sure he goes, just keep putting pressure on there, keeps playing, it ignores the fact he's not going to have too many on-plays, and just keeping the bodies out here. So it is a great answer against this Marshall D. Teach deck.
But even Teach has, like, the removal out the butt. Like,
Oh,
4 finger pistols.
Yeah. A nice little 4 cost here. You may trash 2 cards from the top of your deck here up to one of your opponent's cost of 5 or less. Enablers
2
like
black
this.
holes.
Laboon here to activate main. You may rest this character and give up to one of your opponent's characters -4 cost. So anything 8 cost or less.
The black holes.
There we go. Then coming to the black hole for removal here. You got another 4 cost. If your leader's Blackbeard Pirates, which it is, negate the effect of one of your opponent's characters during this turn, then that character has a 4 cost or less. KO it.
So like that Frankie blocker negates his effect. Can't use it.
Can't use that ability anymore. Knock
Liberation
that out.
is another KO.
Liberation of 1 of here. This is activate main. The number of characters is 2 or less, and the number of opponents' characters 2 or less than the number of opponent's characters. KO to one of your opponent's characters with base power 6, or base cost 6 or less, and up to one of your opponent's characters with base cost 4 or less. This could be a 2-for.
Yep.
2-for.
Twofer.
Yeah. Those 2-for ones actually, they matter. They matter. This one does play stage. I don't think it's heavily reliant on it. It's just kind of a nice to have.
Yeah, it's
Would you
nice
say?
to like filter, look for something, and fill up your trash for your Burgess.
Absolutely. Activate main, you may trash one card from your hand and rest the stage. Look at the top 3 cards at the top of your deck. Reveal up to one Blackbeard Pirates type card and add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Nice little searcher. Activate main, constantly search. Great. Great engine, helps to needs that card advantage desperately because he's constantly discarding with its own leader ability.
Yeah, but with the like you have the Doc Q and Van Augur that both have on KO draw a card.
Yeah.
So
you do have abilities to get these back along with these enablers to help with these removal spells. The biggest fears that you're going to be running in across this deck. First, we're going to talk about Kuzan, the new one from OP10. This was an insta ad when people saw this thing as it was revealed. This character cannot be removed from the field by your opponent's effects. That means no bottom decking, no bouncing, no KOing, no trashing, no nothing. You do not get rid of this man. Activate main. You can attack him. You can attack him. But you can't, no effects for here. Activate main, you may trash this character, draw one card, and play up to one Blackbeard type character with a cost of 5 or less, other than Kuzan, from your trash. Meaning, you can get the devastating Jizzes Belgis, the probably strongest KO winning con in this deck. Cannot be KO'd by opponent's effect. Can be trashed, can be bounced, can be bottom decked. Cannot be KO'd. So, Lucky Roo, sorry, but you're not going to be able to beat this Jesus Burgess. And Ben Beckman, you better hope you get it early because they don't like to play this thing if it's not a 7K body anymore. Usually this is a late game play because they want to protect it, and they don't even swing with it until it's like 8K.
Yeah.
And all it takes is 12 cards in the graveyard because every single 4 cards in their graveyard and add an additional 1,000 power to Jesus Burgess. And the people might not know, Martial DTH's effect, it is not a once per turn. You can discard as many cards as you want. It won't stack the negate, but you can discard your hand to make this guy a giant and the late game swings here. This thing, a closer upon closers, along with the most devastating and just aggravating blockers you can get. 10 cost, 12K blocker. Thank you. Also, no thank you. If your leader is Blackbeard Pirates, this character and this character was played this turn. So look at the verbiage here. This is why it's just a little weird for me because it's not an on play. You're not allowed to have on plays. This is a on play that's not an on play here, right?
it's an active main.
Yeah, active main, and if you played it this turn, you could do this. Negate the effect of up to one of your opponent's leader cards during this turn, then negate the effects of one of your opponent's characters, and that character cannot attack until the end of the next turn. So not only do you have a 12K blocker, you're taking their best character and saying that one can't attack me this turn.
Yep.
So now I've negated 2 attacks every time I play these things. And then when you wall up with these and you get 2 or 3 or 4 of these things, 4 is just overkill. But once you get 3 of these things, the game feels pretty much unwinnable. Unless you have a Goldie Roger, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the right time. Captain Lino says, that's why you're Lin or Katakuri him. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you can. If you can. But remember, he can stop on plays. So you got to be really careful with those. Captain Little says the on play with extra steps. Yeah, right. That's exactly what this is. It's an on play with extra steps. All right, these are your decks. These are your opponents. Let's find out in this almost blink if you miss it. Pretty quick matchup here. Easy. I think this sounds like 12, 13 minutes. Between Porter, best of 1. Greg versus Porter. Black on black, but also blue. Some black and blue.
Greg's gonna have to deal with the Cavendish. Is what the most important part is. Like that you saw last game, Cavendish just so much advantage.
Oh, I know. Drew, that must have drawn him 4 additional cards and allowed him to look 8 cards deeper.
4? He's drawing 2 every turn.
Yeah, but he discards 1, so he draws technically 4, and he gets 8 cards deep. Right? He adds 4 of those cards, potentially more because he can discard whatever else. Captain Little says, I can feel Carrot is the roughest for Burgess because she can just prevent him from becoming active every turn.
Oh.
Ooh, Carrot is Very nice. A very nice answer. Because that is an on play and attack trigger. So, Carrot, a really good answer to Jesus Burgess.
All right. So we got some searching going on from both people.
Those who don't know, that is the 5-cost green carrot that we got from, remember, OP, do you remember what that one? From 7, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so
All right, Porter starting off with the optimal Leo stage combo.
and he'll probably play stage.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Had to
thinking
ru-
about it.
Yeah, I would. Just get the stage out. You got the extra Dawn. There's not really much else, but he's got to get rid of the discard, of course, first here. Because he used Leo to rest the leader, which is okay on the turn 1, because it wasn't like I was attacking anyways. But here comes stage. Back to Greg. Greg.
Should either
All right.
be stage,
Hopefully stage here.
Lafayette.
I'd like to see stage for stage. If we're going to see stage, then maybe a stage. But usually not a lot played on the first couple turns outside of maybe a Lafayette.
OP8 carrot.
Oh, OP8. Thank you very much, Kinetic. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, it was a brilliant carrot. It was really able to help out Bonnie, which is really funny because Bonnie, I don't think Bonnie and Carrot ever actually interacted whatsoever. But it definitely a great card for that deck. Here comes 8K Swing into Life.
Well, Porter, take it.
Yeah, it has no blockers. Okay, can they give him 9? Porter already just wants to protect that life here. No discard from Greg here. Smart. He knows this matchup. You don't need to counter the first couple plays here. More critical once you get to 7. Once you get to 7 Dawn, you gotta make sure that there's no on plays. Because if this he is capable of putting out those bodies like Little Pound Cake had suggested, he can take this game away and his advantage. So Greg just stressing the hand here. Porter at 4 Dawn. Gonna swing a simple 5 into Life. We'll see if we get a counter from Greg or Life.
Now will this Leo swing after that?
Yeah, we could see a Marco special, but no, going for 4.
Playing
Here
it.
comes Cavendish. This one gonna demand an answer if he can do it.
I think it's probably finger pistol time. I think Blackbeard learned from the CP0.
Mm-hmm. So going to 5 Dawn, what would you do? A 6K swing and a finger pistol? Looks like he's separated in that stack. We'll see if that works out for him. Little hiccup on the computer about that. Sorry about that. All right. Greg thinking about it. I think that would probably be the best strategy. Finger pistol, Cavendish, get the thing off the board. 6K swing from Marshall D. Teach. And he's giving me on 6 Dawn, so I don't need a discard and just pass back. Here comes a 6K swing.
See if he takes it, gets a card in his hand, maybe. If that puts him past.
All right, and there's a finger pistol, just like we drew it out. You think I actually haven't watched this game, but gets the draw effect from Porter. I think it was a good idea attacking Life first here, because Porter would still have to be at, like, if he was at 5 cards and took that Life, then he wouldn't have got the draw for the finger pistol. Unfortunately, Porter was still, because he discarded 2 to block out of that 1 attack, he did have the hand appropriate for this. So good on Porter to see the foresight to be able to discard 2 cards and make sure that his hand was low enough that he could, 1, take a hit from Life, and 2, still get a draw effect if he were to lose his character.
Porter's going to 6.
Yep, 6 Dawn turn. Greg still yet to activate his leader ability, so definitely understands this matchup. Good eye on him, recognizing that not a lot of on plays I got to worry about at 6. Maybe a pudding, but this early, pudding's not that great of a play. Like, you're not getting much of the value from pudding playing it this early.
So I guess it'd probably be blocker time. Just play a bunch of blockers.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good play here. We got 6K swing, 2K counter from. Going. All right, gonna give a little boy a nice little plus. Does he? He doesn't have 15, so another double tag.
6.
But
Yeah, so it's
okay.
8K.
8K coming into Life here. Is Leo gonna come in with a big swing? 8K Leo hits and hits a Life. You go, boy. I'm proud of you. All right, 2K, get the blocker out.
But that's Porter's only one now, though.
Yeah,
So getting over those Blackbeards is going to be.
a little bit harder. I don't know if he was just trying to turbo through to it or trying to fill up his yard for later. It's a tough say. So,
No one plays.
on plays. This is that dice just representing that he's now in Blackbeard mode. Says no more on plays for you. He gets that out of the way before he even passes turn. Wants to make sure he doesn't miss that step.
Well, he also had the card that was very bad to have in hand, so.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. So we do have a play for Burgess here, which would come out as a 7K, but nope, gonna go for the Van Augur. Okay.
And then Dot Q.
Yep. Van Auger going to be able to KO the blocker. There we go. Pass him back. This is a draw for Porter.
Now take out the Leo.
And
Go for
Blackbeard going to Leo, maybe? Just to stop the constant, like, the on plays are gone, so I just go life. Leo doesn't matter anymore. On plays are gone. He's not going to get the bounce effects. He's not going to be able to get back. There's no more on play for Leo.
Yeah.
He's already used the best card he could do. I mean, the biggest threat that Leo has is you can load up 3 down and attack with it.
Hey.
So,
Don't
the Marcus special is a thing. I'll give you that.
don't worry about that. That
All right. I think they're talking about like why he didn't go for it. And he was like, I'm not really that concerned about your Leo here. Not the biggest concern for me. All right, Porter 8 Dawn.
Now, will this Lulo kill this Doc Q is the real question.
I would 100% do that. Yeah.
But that's a card for Blackbeard. It's a free card.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, and Porter loves the fact that his deck he's like, every time you kill a character, I draw a card. Every time, it's like, I love that he loves that effect is it's like, everything's just a draw card. Everything's a Sanchi. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Life or Van Auger here?
6 to Van Auger, maybe. No, gets to counter regardless. It's 2K, so that was probably to life, more likely. 6 Dawn left for Porter here, tapping out. Maybe 7 Dawn? Yeah, no, I'm sorry, 7 Dawn. He did have enough. So
1 KO, draw a card.
okay,
Or is he thinking about?
this isn't an on play for Monkey D. Luffy, so he can attack characters in the turn he's played.
Yeah, I think he's thinking about either if he wants to counter out or not.
Yeah, stage is still active, gives them the ability to attack them. He counters. Okay, says no.
I think because he wants to. Ooh, that might have been a mistake. Since he counted out, you might want to have a swung at the Doc Q.
Yeah. Maybe.
Because I think this Luffy is gone.
Mm-hmm. Greg in a commanding position has the board state removal here. 9 Dawn turn for Greg. Don't have to worry about Blackbeard just yet, but here we go. Is this the first? Laboon. Yeah, that's one not so long for the world here. Yeah. There you go. Laboon, Van Auger are going to KO the Monkey D. Luffy.
It's 5 Dawn to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
And we're going to see a Burgess because this thing comes out as a 7.
Could be a 4, so probably Burgess. Right?
Could be the Burgess. I noticed he cut the 4-cost Shirai. Yeah, he's cutting it out here. It comes out 7. You're good.
Yeah,
Coming out 7 is a happy number.
you could go 5 and play, what's his name? Kuzan.
Kuzan, yeah, it's true. Goes to the Burgess here. All right, now we know it's up to discarding. 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be only 7,000 right now. Hits 6K, immediately gets the 2K counter from Porter here. Burgess comfortably at a 7K power next turn, likely going to be but most notable, all on plays are turned off now for this Usopp deck. So the go wide strategy, the free plays, the cheating characters in, not an option.
I think this Laboon's probably not long for this world.
Okay, that would make sense. I definitely want to clean up one of those pieces because Laboon does put a lot of work in this deck.
Yeah, and it's the only one that doesn't draw him a card.
Right. So no extra card advantage here. Porter 3 Dawn separated here for a Leo. Marcus special swing. Where's this going? Going to Laboon, going to life. Goes life. Gets a card out. All right, keeping the pressure on. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe keeping this Leo around was actually worth it. 6K coming to life. Greg on the take. Doesn't have to worry about rush, but he does have to worry about characters being attacked here. All right, walling up. Porter says, I'm walling up. I got 2 blockers. Don't come swinging at me.
Yeah, but 1 Blackbeard.
Mm-hmm. Could lock this thing up. Yeah. Let's see. 10 Dawn turn. Burgess going to be probably an 8K swing by the time this thing gets in there.
It turns off lead effect so that he won't get the draws. He can start KOing everything.
Here it goes. Big 10 cost. All right.
And negate the Frankie, right? No.
Yeah. Frankie, I think, is going to get KO'd here. But the leader effect is now off, so there's no draw effect here.
Yeah, but now Frankie's effect. He should have negated Frankie. If he was going to KO the Frankie, he should have negated the Frankie so the Frankie doesn't get his own KO effect.
That's true. Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. So he's just going to get a Bartolomeo out from the yard here. So maybe a misplay from him. Yeah, I think like preventing the attack from the blocker here, not the biggest concern here. All right, maybe Van Augur attack in. Here we go. Clean up the board. Does have a significant lock here. 6 going to, yeah, absolutely cleaning this board up here. Trying to bait out the blocker so this 8K swing can come in. And Greg does have a 12K blocker now.
Yeah. Oh, whoa.
Wow. That is a lot to save, Leo. Good grief.
Porter.
Okay. Okay. You did have the blocker. Yeah, you did have the blocker. And I guess he wanted to keep his leader ability blocker draw card effect live.
Unless he plays another Blackbeard.
Oh, if he plays on the Blackbeard, it's over. Hey, Porter can't come back if that happens. This is almost an untenable situation here. Blackbeard stopping on play, so we can't even go wide with Rebecca strategy. Here comes 3. Oh, we got to see it again already.
Who? On him?
Yeah, but he can't attack. Yeah, and Porter's like, no, all right, never mind. Because he was going to use that King Kong gun. It's like, sorry, sir. All right, 15K? All right, asking for a block and then 3 cards from hand? Or that last life?
Do you care about the last life?
Yeah, I don't know. If I'm Greg, I just take.
Or you can block in 6K out.
Absolutely. Okay, so one of the things that we missed here, little pound cake caught, that huge discard from his hand was to get 15 yards so he could get double attack. Unfortunately, not well thought out here because he didn't get the double damage attack due to the fact that the character was locked for Marshall to teach. So
if this is another teach, it's
yeah. So what just happened? He went 15
he went
to
Burgess.
To Burgess? Okay. Okay. But now he still has to worry about a Laboon attack, a Van Augur attack, a Marshall to teach attack. Here's our first 5K.
Minus KO.
All right, there. Just get the blocker out of the way. Draw is still live. Don't Blackbeard right now, because the sequencing here would be sad to see it the way that it is.
Yeah, I don't think he has it.
He does have enough to get 3 potential big swings in here if Porter's hand is weak enough to get these attacks in. We'll see if he gets aggressive here. Comes in for 9, possibly? I mean, Porter kind of revealed he has 1 no counter in hand with a King Kong gun.
Yeah.
Here. So, see what he does with this. 9K swing, coming to life, to end the tick immediately for Porter here.
And then,
Another 9K swing?
no, it's going to be 11. And
11
then
and 13?
Or
No, a 10 and 14. 14, all right, there's 2. No counter in Porter's hand. Did have the answer to the Blackbeard, just didn't have the time to play it because he probably got it out of life. Congratulations, Greg, on the win. However, in a weird turn of events, the way that the tiebreakers work, and it gets really super confusing here. The way that the Bondi system did all the pairings and put everything together to get this round to play out, Porter technically won the event. Porter was the winner in here as the number 1 seed, even with that loss because of the way the tiebreakers fell. Greg was actually 0-2 going into this matchup, not having a great day, but was able to finally get a win on this deck. So Porter gets the win because of the way that the tiebreakers worked in the system, which means Porter got the 3 points for our current leaderboard. So let's check out our current standings for this leaderboard.
Is it?
That's the old one. That's the old
that's
one. That's an old one. That is an old one. I thought I had it up. I know I saved it here. Let's go. Let's go. There we go. Here's our new standings here from the leaderboard, which is absolutely go. Let's go. Usopp the GOAT. Let's go. I mean, technically, he did win the 2 rounds to get himself into the championship. Didn't beat Greg, but Greg only gets 1 point and Porter gets 3, so it means he takes the lead by 1 point. So now we are in a neck-and-neck tie for this takeaway between these 2 titans of industry. Porter, number 1. Greg at number 2. Slack Tide sitting comfortable at 5. Wolf at 4. Big Merc at 3 and down. So, a lot of great players. A lot of people still yet to come into the tournament. I know a lot of people have told me, hey, I'll get into it in a little bit. So, we're going to see this board fill up really quick here shortly with some of the new people say that they need to take a couple weeks off a little bit. So hopefully we'll see them soon. See that the competition get real fierce here, and not let just see this battle between Porter and Greg. Because I feel like right now I'm just watching these two like fist to fight and trying to take it down. Because Porter won, then Greg won, then Greg won, then Porter won. It's like they're fighting it out at the top here. Both of them want the coveted MVP prize, of course, and that nice little one slot because it makes it easy in the 16 seed. Maybe we'll see if the curse seems to have been broken by Spencer. So no longer are we going to see the number 1 and 16 seed. Curse should be done, guys. With that, let's get into the wheel and the last 2 pack giveaways. I know Captain Literal coming in here, coming in hot in the last minute here. Welcome to the chat. Good to see you again. Let's see, I think I got everybody else. Yep. Bruhane, yep. Here we go. And those that are wondering why Sermon's in here, I missed him yesterday. So I do apologize. I had to put him in the wheel because he was he put his name down, and for some reason during the wheel when we were covering, we missed it. I got all the people from YouTube, all the people from Twitchland. Let's go. Let's find out who's going away with pack number 1 for the first pack. Our pack giveaway goes to, in YouTube, the man asking about the waifus, Jasper Torres. Congratulations, Jasper. You have yourself a huge win. While we didn't get to present you with a bunch of waifu candy here, we did get to get you with a nice little pack with maybe some potential for some waifu candy. We'll see. Right here, Jasper. Congratulations. I think this is your first win here. Let's see what we get. We have at least 1 hit left in the box. 6 packs. I have my pack sniffer pick these one out. So we should see potentially 1 good hit, if not 2. Jinbei. Apu. Bogota. What's this guy's name? Baskerville. Khalifa. Aladdin. Dice. Granny. What's this one? He possesses the world's most brilliant mind. Lots of text and words. Oh no, it's a leader pack. All right, Dragon's a good leader. I like Dragon. I like Dragon a lot. Big fan. Usopp. Can we save it with another good rare? Or Rob Lucci. Okay, utility cards. Good utility cards that do see play. Congratulations, Jasper. I'll have to get a hold of you. Hopefully you can get a hold of the Discord that's in the link in that YouTube, so I can get a hold of you. Love to be able to get your information so I can get this pack out to you. Congratulations, our pack number 1 going to Jasper Torres. Now to number 2. Shuffle up the wheel. You can only live once, so only win once, that is. Let's find out who our pack number 2 is.
Oh, is it Sermon?
Yo! He gets his redemption pack! Rex Sermon, congratulations! Rex gets the redemption pack because I forgot his name yesterday on the wheel. Funnily enough, he won't even know he won until I see him tomorrow. Or, so we'll go. Rigged! Says Richie D. Luffy. I'm sorry. Hey. Sorry, guys. The wheel has spoken, my man. The wheel has spoken. I can understand the feeling, though. Alright. Let's see. Is it truly rigged? Because we don't even know what's in these packs. Edward Weevil. Blue Jam.
I could just be saving the good packs
Manda.
for
The last couple, yeah. Baskerville. Island of Women. I didn't talk to you about which one to do here. So it could be Egghead. Shave. A lot of events here.
Oh,
A lot of events here. More pizza. Captain John. Aang. Alright. Alright. We're gonna get an SR. We're gonna get a hit. We're gonna get an SR. We're gonna get a hit.
SR.
SR? We're gonna get the hit.
We're gonna say the hit for later.
Oh, SR Basil Hawkins. Alright. He doesn't play green. This one's going to be a dead card for him. Those who don't know, Sermon, he plays red and yellow. That is pretty much the only 2 colors he plays. So, Basil Hawkins, nice hit. Very good card. I wish this thing would come back. This is still played in Bonnie.
Yeah, it's Bonnie. Any Supernova leader can play it.
Absolutely. Still good card, good utility. So that means at least 1, if not 2 hits are still left and live in the box. Guys, 2 left. We're going to have an awesome video on Thursday to get us down to the last 2 packs. And of course, this weekend, we got to have the new release of EB so I can finally get my box of EB for you. Then next Thursday, I'll be giving away some EB in a new box. Kind of 4 packs, guys. Tune in on Thursday. Your chances of getting one of the hits extremely high. extremely high. Especially if you tune in for the next 2 nights.
Oh yeah.
Sorry about the other people that did not win. You can tune in again. Little Pancake says somebody's got to tell Sermon there's going to be an expanded set when the rotation hits. They're not going away. Everyone was freaking out about the rotation. Oh my god, the rotation. But I think I'll definitely have a talk with to Rex about it, because a lot of people decide they want to quit, unfortunately, after they thought that they were going to lose their decks. So that thankfully going away. Richie Luffy says Hawkins or Cavendish, who got better hair? Basil Hawkins? Cavendish, hands down here. Little Pound Cake says he took it hard. His leader was going to get rolled out. They are going away for a different format. We're doing eternal formats where we're at. So there's going to be a standard and expanded, yeah. But it's like it's what I'm doing, honestly, or what the Lifelink's doing. We're going to have everyone be able to play the leaders forever. It's okay. We're going to have the eternal format that's going to be forever, and we're going to have standard stuff for the new players. We are going to accommodate new players, but we're also going to make sure that due to the backlash of people afraid that their deck was no longer going to be playable, it'll still be playable. Yeah, I mean, we can do both. We can do officially, yes, we can do both. It's not hard. We just keep the legacy going. Let the players eat their cake, if you will. Yeah, that's the way we're going to do it. Congratulations to our winners, and now to a raid with Chicken Tendies, because a man got us in the chat earlier, and I want to see how he's doing. I know he's doing some One Piece content, so check it out. Eternal format is already official. We can't do something that already exists. Okay, appreciate your comments, little Pumpcake. Let's get into the raid and check out Chicken Tendies. Guys, thank you so much for being here. As always, stay humble. Did it mute me? Mute him? Oh, I muted.
Reiju versus.
Smoke Reiju deck, low key. 6 into 6.